Good evening. We're live here at Aztec High School at Aztec, New Mexico. It's a big-time matchup between the number 9 ranked Bloomfield Bobcats taking on the home team. It's the Aztec Tigers, ranked at 19. They're on the outside looking in. You're listening to Desert Sports Live. I'm Albert Villard. Alongside me is Stephen Parks all season long, and gosh, there's all sorts of good stuff to talk about this game. I mean, throw out the record book, throw out the crosstown rival. It should just be excellent baseball tonight.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And the last time these guys played is whenever Caden Anderson threw a no-hitter, and Aztec ended up winning 1-0, and that was a huge win for the Tigers. The Bobcats, though, I think they're sitting on top of the heap in this district, and they really need to get out of here with a win tonight. But Aztec is going to have Caden Anderson on the mound again this evening, so it should be a really good matchup, and we're looking forward to a good game.
Yeah, Caden Anderson, he gets the start tonight, as you mentioned. He's a sophomore left-handed pitcher for the Aztec Tigers, threw a perfect game. And, listen, what kind of feat is that? Well, there's probably maybe 10 to 15 perfect games thrown in the state of New Mexico in the history of baseball. That's how special that was. And he's got the big-time matchup tonight against Bloomfield, who has already sealed up the district championship when Aztec actually had their future in their hands. They had to beat Kirtland, they had to beat Bloomfield. Obviously, that's a tough path to have to go to, but Aztec lost to Kirtland in a heartbreaker, 7-5, and so in that loss from Aztec to Kirtland, Bloomfield sealed up the district championship, but man, you're going to see nothing but pride out here.
Yeah,
that's what this game's for.
It is. Like you said, you throw out all the records, you throw out whatever happened in the past. These games between Aztec and Bloomfield, it's going to be a toss-up almost every time they play, because that's just the rivalry. I mean, that goes back to whenever we were back in school. Bloomfield was the big rivalry that we went up against, and it's still here today. So, folks, I think we're going to see a good game. You're going to have Bloomfield. I mean, they want to come out and they're going to try to get some hits right away. They're going to try to get up on the board right away. They do not want to have another a repeat of the last time these two matched up.
It'll be lefty versus lefty. Trey Woods will be on the mound for the Bloomfield Bobcats. It's going to be Caden Anderson on the mound for the Aztec Tigers. The Aztec Tigers will be in all black uniforms, black caps, and they're pinstriped white, as Bloomfield on the other side in all white uniforms, pinstriped in royal blue. So easily to tell who is who, but we're getting an awfully late start. We really thought it was going to be around that 6 o'clock time frame. Nope, they decided to get the entire field ready for this big-time matchup, so that's why we've got such a late start right now. And so, we talk about Bloomfield's side of the baseball field, and listen, what makes Bloomfield so fantastic is they've got all levels that they're just in top of the state in defense, offense, and pitching. And so I think when you talk about a Bloomfield baseball team right now, they're one of the top teams in the state.
Well, yeah, and I mean that's what they're looking to do, is position themselves going into the state playoffs to give themselves the best opportunity. And we got to see them play earlier in the year at the Farmington Scorpion Invite. And man, this is a team that you absolutely cannot look past, and they can come out and win a game at any game any night. So you have to come prepared. So Aztec tonight is going to have to come out. They're going to have to come out with the same intensity. They're going to have to be.
On the other side, to the Aztec Tigers, we have seen a ton of improvement by this ball club. First-year head coach, Coach Favorino, taking over the helm here for the Aztec Tigers. It was quite rough, to put it lightly, in the beginning of the season. Now you can see this team starting to gel together, starting to come together. They made a pretty decent run in district.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I think we're getting ready to do are we getting ready to do the national anthem, or are we going to go over the lineups?
They're going to announce the teams. We'll do the lineups in a moment.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I can't hear with my headphones on. I just saw everybody turning to look at the flag.
Well, talking about the Tigers, you know, you got Caden Anderson, who threw the perfect game against the Bloomfield Bobcats. On the flip side to that, in that game, Blake Spencer threw a beautiful game himself. Had, I think, 10 strikeouts. You know, didn't give up a whole lot of runs. Obviously, it's a 1-0 game. Both pitchers battled. We're not going to see that same battle tonight, as we'll see
Trey
Anderson
Woods
taking on Woods.
Yeah, I you know, like, I really like Trey. He's a good kid. He came and said hi to me before the game. But Trey Woods, just a fun kid, and we got to talk to his dad at the Scorpion Invite. I saw him here tonight as well. So looking forward to seeing him get up on the mound as well as Anderson. I think it's going to be a great matchup.
Yeah, one of the kids to watch tonight for the Tigers, of course, is always himself or the Aztec Tigers. You know, Cyrus Gonzalez, their designated hitter, that kid can crush, he can rake, and he can play third base. So Aztec really starting to come together here late in the season, but you have to be excited if you're an Aztec Tiger fan what your future looks like.
Yeah, you're right. Like it's like you said, Coach Favorino came in, what it was about 2 weeks before the season started, and he just didn't have time to really prepare like he would like to. But what we're seeing out of this Aztec team, you know, you might say, oh, well, their season's been kind of up and down or whatever. They had the big win against Bloomfield, but you know, he's come a long way with this team in a short amount of time. And like you said, I think we're going to see a battle out here on the field tonight, regardless of who's playing, who's pitching, or anything like that. Favorino's been able to get this Aztec team going and get them prepared for some of these big games.
Well, the crowd is out in full force tonight here at Aztec, New Mexico. Please hit us up with a text message, 505-701-2222. Again, 505-701-2222. And please don't be stingy. Tell us who you are and where you're listening in from and who you're rooting for. And while we're talking about that, once we get back from the national anthem, we'll talk about our social media that you can find us out on. And we'll be right back for the national anthem. All right, no better way to get a baseball game started than to listen to the beautiful national anthem. And we'll give you your offensive starting lineup, offensively that is, for the Bloomfield Bobcats. Leading off for Bloomfield is number 9, Blake Spencer, hitting into the 2 spot. Number 3, Gavin Peacock, hitting third. Number 13, Manuel Chavarria. Hitting cleanup, number 20, Trey Woods. Hitting 5th is number 6, Cable Caruth. Hitting 6th, number 5, Troy Jaramillo. Hitting 7th, number 42, Johnny Yates. And hitting 8th, number 2, Mikhail Colbert. Hitting 9th, number 11, Damian Jaramillo.
And we will get the starting defensive lineup for the Tigers, as we've already mentioned. At number 10, Caden Anderson out on the mound today. Behind the dish, number 4, Dalton Wilmer. Over at first base is going to be number 18, Caleb Hales. Over at second base, number 12, Hunter Clark. At third base is going to be number 8, Caleb Wilkins. And at shortstop is going to be number 17, Cale Watson. Out in left field, we're going to have number 7, Corey Douglas. There is your defensive lineup for the Aztec Tigers.
Well, and it dropped down a notch here with the weather. We weren't really expecting that, but here we find ourselves at a packed house here at Tiger Stadium for the baseball matchup here against Aztec versus Bloomfield, the district champs, Bloomfield Bobcats. And I'd like to give my daughter Mariah Velarde, my grandson Wormy, right. aka Wormy, I should say, Asen, and my granddaughter baby B Bennett. Hello. Thank you all for tuning in, and I love you guys.
Love it when the grandkids are listening in, right? Get to say hi to them.
and my lovely wife. Hello,
That's right.
Kristen, always tuning in. So,
hey, I was going to mention too, if you're on YouTube, I see there's people out there on YouTube watching. We have the live chat going. You can also let us know there who you're listening for, who you're cheering for. Let us know who you are, and we'll give you a shout out from there as well. And folks, I hope you guys are enjoying that center field camera. It's a little windy. It's affecting. That's why you're seeing the shaking from that center field camera. We're going to try to use it as much as possible. But if we're not going to that, it's probably because it's shaking too badly. But we will try to use that this evening.
That's right. We want to tip our hat to good old Stephen Park. Showed up at 1 o'clock today, solo, to bring you this game today. So we're going to dedicate today's game to Stephen Parks.
Well, I appreciate that.
And his dig in, as we all left him hanging today. And here we go. Caden Anderson, the pitcher on the mound for the Aztec Tigers. Young star moving up here for the Aztec Tigers. And he is set to go. He's going to face off.
Low.
We're going with what you're saying. Oh, there we go. Now I can see it. I can see it
Look
there
at
for a
that.
second. Hope you guys like that center field camera. Big swing, foul ball right behind us. It's going to take the count to 1 ball, 1 strike. But Blake, a little behind on that fastball.
Yeah, he fouled it off over here past first base. Just didn't get around very quick with his hands. I don't know if he was waiting on that. And he decided at the last minute to swing or what, but you're right, he was a little behind on it.
Anderson comes set. He's got the pitch. He comes home plate, swung on, high, up high. Actually, that pitch was probably around, I don't know, well above the waist. And Spencer had to have been an off-speed because he was way out in front of it.
Well, and it's like we always talk about. It's up there in that eyeball zone. And it looks good, and it was coming in a little bit slower, so we took a hack at it.
We'll call it the beach ball zone because that's what people say it looks like. There's a big fastball swung on and fouled off, so the count stays to 1 ball, 2 strikes. To the leadoff hitter and shortstop Blake Spencer here in the top of the first inning. The lights are kicking on. The clouds are all over us. It's chilly. It's baseball season.
It is. It was really hot earlier, and now it's chilling down. Here comes a pitch from Anderson, and he's going to hit that one high. Anderson's going to scoop it up, gets it over to first for out number 1. So good job by Anderson. He charged the ball. He got it over to first base in time for out number 1. So that's going to bring up number 3, Gavin Peacock, the left fielder.
Well, this kid is on fire right now for the Bloomfield Bobcats. Big-time hit streak. He was one of our Desert Sports Live Player of the Games in the Farmington Scorpion Invite. So he is a very dangerous hitter. You don't put a kid in a 2 spot if he's not a dangerous hitter. Let's see what this battle comes up here between Caden Anderson and Peacock. That's a fastball up high and outside for ball 1. What a tough play that was previously for Anderson, though. Being a left-hander, had to get off the mound. The ball was hit towards third base. Has to turn all the way around and come up with a big throw to first. Great play, great athleticism by Anderson.
Here comes the pitch. Sorry, that one's high for ball 2. No, what I was going to say was, you're right, it was a tough play because he is left-handed, but he also turned and he threw the ball to first base. So many times we see him try to lob it over there, but man, he just gunned it over there just like a pitch. So 2-0 the count to Peacock. Anderson gets his signal. Here comes the pitch. Oh, and was that a slider or a break? I don't know. That dropped out right at the last second.
Yeah.
Whatever that was, but that is strike 1.
That was a nasty curveball for sure. 2-1 pitch from Anderson. Fastball Oh, it looked like the umpire wanted to call a strike, but he didn't.
It was a little bit outside, I think, is why.
So 3-1 the count on the two-spot hitter in Gavin Peacock. He's going to see a good pitch here, no doubt about it. Fastball swung on, fly ball out to right field. A high fly ball. Oh, he missed it.
Corey Douglas was on it, and I don't know what happened. He just missed it. Went right past his glove, so that's going to be E9, and that will put Peacock on first base as number 13, Manuel Chavarria Peanut, the catcher, coming up to the plate.
I was hoping somebody would have texted us in to give us the backstory on what was the nickname?
Peanut.
Peanut and jelly or something?
Peanut butter and jelly time.
There you
That's
go.
what they say, right?
Such a good kid here in Chavarria here at the plate for the Bloomfield Bobcats. After the mishap out in right field, there's a runner at first, a ground ball here. There'll be no harm, no foul. So let's see what Anderson can come up with. And Chavarria will call a timeout. Everybody will reset. And Anderson looking down the pipe to get his call. He's ready to go. He comes set. Here's the leg kick. Fastball. Beautiful. Man. Right down the heart of the plate for strike one.
He has a live fastball. That thing is coming in quick.
Well, his dad was a really good player as well. He was a catcher, a pitcher, played a little bit of infield, but mainly caught for the Aztec Tigers himself. And so you can see the athleticism and the knowledge of the game from this young man. High fastball. Here's a throw down first base. Back door. Everybody's safe, and it's a 1-1 count.
All right, I just want to make sure I was good on my count. So you're right, 1-1 is the count here now to Chavarria. One out, runner on first. Anderson checks the runner over at first. Here comes the pitch. He's going to go, and just a B move over to first.
You need those sometimes. You know, you don't want to show your good stuff right off the bat, and not to mention Peacock not very far off. He's got about a two-step lead over at first base, so playing it smart. Fastball up high and outside, but he's going to take a swing. Will Chavarria, and you know, Stephen, we actually had that conversation with a number of players last year, and then we go into early this season. We didn't see a lot of players swinging at that high fastball, and then now towards the end of the season, we see a bunch of players swinging at that high one. So 1-2 the count with the runner at first, Anderson. He'll have a defensive pitch now, and he'll swing and foul that off Will Chavarria, so it stays at 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing with Blake. He's getting late around. I mean, they're fouling him off over here down the first baseline. But I'll tell you what, Anderson's got a nice looking fastball.
Well, as slow as they're getting around on his fastball, I'd like to see Aztec move that pitch inside a little more. There's a fly ball out to right field. Here's Douglas on over there. Hauls it in, and that is F9 out number 2.
Man,
looked
he caught
like
that thing
almost.
in the. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was just thinking the same thing. It looked like it hit him in the palm of the hand. But
it sure did.
Douglas comes up with out number 2. That's going to bring up the pitcher, number 20, Trey Woods, for the Bobcats. Trey, he's a big kid, isn't he?
He sure is. He's such a good kid. He always comes and finds us,
I know
shakes
he
our
does.
hand, gives us a hug. Such a good kid for the Bloomfield Bobcats. 2 outs. And it's going to be a swing and a foul ball as you're going to see the lefty-on-lefty battle as Anderson starts this count early ahead in the count. And really, actually, the only hitter that he didn't start ahead in the count was Peacock. Every other batter he started with the strike. So very good job getting defensive as on the mound in Anderson. What I mean by that is when we say a defensive pitch, that means it benefits him. So when you get the count started 0-1 early, that's what we talk about, defensive pitch from Caden Anderson. I'm sure most of you knew that, so I probably just explained that all along for no reason.
I always like it when you explain that stuff. There he goes to second. He's stealing. And Wilmer loses the handle on the ball. So Peacock now over at second base. And, man, we have a great crowd out here this evening. I mean, this place is jam-packed. It's cool to see all these fans out here. But That is going to bring the count to 1-1 for Trey Woods. He's got a runner in scoring position now over at second base with 2 outs. Anderson will check the runner.
He's got a great lead at second.
Oh, that was another good-looking pitch from Anderson right there. That was an off-speed pitch.
I really like Anderson's posture and the way he approaches the plate on the mound. Oh, and he could have got popped there for a balk, but they let it go. He doesn't show a whole lot of emotion out there. That's what I like to see out of a young pitcher. There's a big shot in the gap. Let's see if the center fielder gets on over there. He's there, hauls it in, and that is FA out number 3. What a play. Didn't look like he was going to get there, but Holmes comes out, gets right underneath it, and ends the inning.
Yeah, that was a nice-looking play. So we had no runs on no hits, 1 runner left on base, and 1 Aztec error. So after the top of the first inning, the score remains 0-0.
Well, here is your offensive starting lineup for the Aztec Tigers. Leading off for the Tigers is number 24, Jaden Brooks, hitting second. Number 17, Kel Watson, hitting third. Is number 4, Dalton Wilmer. Hitting cleanup is number 7, Corey Douglas. Hitting fifth is number 12, Hunter Clark. And hitting sixth, number 3, Christian Holmes. Hitting in the 7th spot's number 18, Caleb Hales. And hitting 8th is number 35, Cyrus Gonzalez, the designated hitter. Hitting 9th is number 8, Caleb Wilkins.
And, defensively for the Bobcats, number 20, Trey Woods out on the mound. Behind the dish is going to be number 13, Emmanuel Chavarria. Over at first base, we have number 42, Johnny Yates. Over at second base, we have number 18, A.J. Valencia. At third is going to be number 2, Mikhail Colbert. At shortstop, number 9, Blake Spencer. In left field, number 3, Gavin Peacock. Out in center field is number 11, Damian Jaramillo. And in right field is going to be number 6, Cable Caruth. And we say all those names, and it's like we've called those names so many times in football season. It's just like, man, that's every kid we've called their name.
and it's really just kind of from from top to down. We've been saying these names. Watch these kids grow up. If you really think about it, that's what it's been. We've watched these kids grow up for the last 3 years.
Yeah, they've they started playing at a varsity level so young. That's why we know their names so well. No. We are not on Facebook tonight. We're on YouTube. We are on our website at www.desertsportslive.com. And like I said, we haven't gotten any text messages yet. 505-701-2222. Send Albert a text so we can give you a shout-out. Let us know who you're cheering for, where you're cheering from. We'll give you a shout-out. Maybe we're not getting many because the crowd is so huge here tonight. Maybe everybody's here at the game.
Everybody's here at the game because there's 200 people.
We did have some of the coaches down there waving at us. They were listening to us before the game started. They could hear us announce and stuff. So that was cool.
That was cool.
We know a couple people are watching anyway.
All of our friends.
That's right. That's right.
And we'll take it. Well, here we go. It's going to be the bottom of the first inning. It's a 0-0 score. Aztec coming up to the plate, and Jaden Brooks, the left fielder, will step in from the right-hand side of the batter's box, taking on the left-handed pitcher, number 20, Trey Woods. Woods with a really nice fastball, some really good off-speed, nice changeup, nice curveball. So Trey Woods, we've seen him throw twice this season. We've actually seen him throw more than anybody else, other than probably J.W. Bayless.
Yeah, I mean, Trey, he's so big, he's so tall. I mean, he's got a lot of leverage. Let's see what he brings. Oh, I don't know.
That was weird.
That was strange. It was like he bunted it, but he wasn't expecting to bunt it. I don't know what that was, but Jaden Brooks, that'll be the 1-3, out number 1.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of see Coach Favorino looking at Brooks, and I think he's a little confused on what just happened.
I don't know if he thought he fouled it off or what.
Yeah, it was quite strange, but here we go. It's Kel Watson, my guy, here up at the plate, the shortstop for the Aztec Tigers, and one heck of a ball player.
Hey, we got a text in from our good buddy Corey Kitchens over there in the production booth.
Is he feeling left out? Is that what we're hearing?
I wanted to give him and his daughter Annabelle a shout out. for running the production over there.
Well, you know, she is over here, attends Kugler Junior High, and has now become officially part of the crew.
Right. She kept coming, so we just put her to work.
Wow, that was just like, wow, she's consistent. Here we go. All right, let's give you something to do. Here's the wind-up pitch from Woods. Fastball swung on in the right field. Moseying on over there to catch the F9 was Cable Caruth, and that's out number 2.
That'll bring up number 4, Dalton Wilmer, the catcher for the Aztec Tigers. Aztec looking to see if they can't get something going. And I'll tell you, all season long, it's been when we see the action start, it's when there's 2 outs. So if you see 2 outs, get prepared because things could start happening. But Wilmer looking to see if he can't get something going for the Tigers here, as I think we're going to see quite the pitching duel going on tonight. Comes the wind up in the pitch. That's going to be in there for strike 1. Nice looking pitch from Woods.
Well, would we want it any other way? Absolutely not. Parents would like it. You know, they probably like a blowout either which direction.
Yeah.
But we love a good game. And here's another fastball swung on, and way behind it is Wilmer. He's going to have to get his hand started way earlier than that, as Woods just reached back and let her rip. So 0-2 the count on the 3-spot hitter, and Wilmer fouls it off. Tough swing. Quite low, so it was obviously a ball, but hanging in there tough. You don't ever want to leave it up to the umpire.
Exactly. I was going to say, if you think it's close, take a swing at it. You know, and it looked low from our perspective, but maybe in his eyes it was like that could go either way. So he took a swing at it and stays alive with an 0-2 count, 2 outs, no runners on. Here comes the pitch from Woods, and he's going to foul that one off. That one might have just hit my truck. I'm not sure.
Well, it hit somebody's vehicle. I'm
in the danger zone right there.
I'm in my wife's car, and I would not live another hour if I didn't park it way back there by the football field.
Yeah, Albert's parked on the other side of the football field.
And I have to get my steps in, so I wasn't here to help Steven set up today, unfortunately. Ball in the dirt, so... And that's not bad. You know, honestly, a lot of people, they wonder why you would throw the ball in the dirt that far. Corey understands this. He was a catcher in his high school days. You want to change the eye level, and if you got a catcher behind the dish in a guy like Manuel Chavarria, you can throw that pitch in the dirt and know he's going to block it. There's a fastball swung on, and it's a mile-high fly ball. Spencer right underneath it. F6 for out number 3.
3 up, 3 down, no runs on no hits, no runners left on, and no Bloomfield errors as Trey Woods comes out and gets the job done for his Bobcats here in the first inning. So after 1 complete inning, the score is 0-0, and we will have 5, 6, and 7 coming up. Or no, wait, is that right?
That's right.
Yeah,
yep.
5, 6, and 7 coming up for the Tigers. I was on the wrong side of the...
It's been a long day for you, buddy.
Hey. I've been out here for a while.
You have. It's all right. We got our first text coming in. Our good buddy Steve Gutierrez tuning in from Bloomfield, New Mexico. Of course, his boys play football. They run track. He's a track coach right now, but very, very embedded in the Bloomfield community. So I want to say hello to our good friend Steve Gutierrez.
Hey, take a look over here, Albert.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Trying to don't cover up Corey though. There we go. All right.
Now I'm gonna need you to skinny app that, please.
I know. I got to get some pics for some social media stuff here in between innings, right?
Please skinny app me if you would.
Getting some pics of our production crew and everyone. So, folks, we appreciate you tuning in. And like I said, if you're watching on YouTube, I have YouTube up here in front of me so that I can look to see if there's any live chat going on. So feel free to send us a message there or send a message to Albert on 505-701-2222, and we'll give you a shout out. Let us know where you're cheering from and who you're cheering for.
Well, my grandkids tuned in, and they got to hear it. So my grandson, Asen, and my granddaughter, Bennett, they were tuning in. They loved it. So that's great. Oh, another picture.
All right.
All right, here we go. It's Cable Caruth, the right fielder. And he was also a Desert Sports Live player of the game during the Farmington Scorpion tournament invite. I should say it wasn't a tournament, but invite. We were corrected a number of times about that. So
it's not a tournament. It's an invite.
Let's not miss speak here. There's a fastball high and outside for ball 1.
That's where I got all my footage for all the little highlight reels that I'm putting out on Facebook this week and Instagram. So
yeah, check out Instagram.
Yeah.
Steven's been putting a ton of work on that social media stuff, so check that out for sure.
Yeah.
Catch us on YouTube with the @sign. I keep saying that, but the @sign Desert Sports Live on YouTube. And please go on there and follow us.
Yes,
subscribe.
Please, yes. Oh, there is a shot out into center field. Man, and it will be caught, but holy cow, when that thing left the bat, I thought it was going to hit the fence. It's crazy because from here, that thing looked like it was going to go maybe even over the fence, but it falls just short right out there by the warning track, and that will be the F8 out number 1 as Christian Holmes runs that down. So next up is going to be number 5, Troy Jaramillo, the designated hitter for the Bobcats.
Messed up on my book there. Here
Anderson
we go.
Working from the stretch. Here he goes. There's the pitch. Ooh, another. Oh, that one looked good.
Huh.
But I wasn't watching the TV, though, to see where it was at, but that's going to be ball 1. It's hard because I want to watch the live action, but I got the TV right here in front of me so I can see the pitch. Oh, that was a swing and a miss. That was a good-looking pitch. That was outside corner for strike 1 as he got him swinging. So 1-1 the count now to Jaramillo as there is 1 out and no runners on. Comes the pitch, and that'll be fouled off for strike 2. Yeah, I don't think that was mine, though.
Well, we can send somebody to go look for you,
That's
bud,
right.
just to make sure.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
There's the 1-2 pitch swung on and fouled off by Jaramillo, so he's hanging in there tough.
I know. I got warned not to park my truck there, but seeing as how I was here all day setting up, I needed my truck close. So here comes the pitch from Anderson. And that one's going to be low for ball 2. So 2-2 the count now to Jaramillo. As we have 1 out here in the top of the 2nd inning. Hope you folks are enjoying that center field view because it looks really cool up here on my screen.
Does. Big off-speed pitch up high, and you could tell that pitch slipped out of his hand for sure.
I was going to say it got away from him. I was watching that one on the screen, and you could see him shake his head. He was like, dang it, that thing slipped out. We got a full count now as Jaramillo has battled back in the count. Wasn't he down one? It wasn't a 1-2 count at one point?
Sure was. Now it's full.
So here comes the pitch. Let's see what Anderson comes up with. And that one will be, is it fouled off? Yep, it'll hit the track over there. So Jaramillo stays alive, and it's like we always say, if it's close, you got to be swinging. You do not want to leave it up to the umpire, and that's exactly what happened there. As he lives to see another pitch, Anderson. And that one is crushed out into the Texas Leaguer is what Albert always calls that one. Falls right in a spot where nobody can get to it as Troy Jaramillo will come up with the first hit of the game for the Bobcats.
Well, that'll wipe off the no-hitter there, but doesn't really matter. I mean, you know, you approach the game to get the win, and I'm sure Anderson now Anderson can take a deep breath.
Yeah.
He can relax now on the mound. All of that stuff is out of the way now. So now he can really dive in. Not that he wasn't before, but that takes that extra pressure off.
Like he said, he doesn't seem like he's got much emotion. He just goes out there and handles business, doesn't he?
Sure
I like the way he looks out there on the mound. He looks confident. Doesn't seem to get flustered. And that's going to be fouled off back into the fence as we have number 42, Johnny Yates. And this is a kid that can actually get some hits. Oh, we got some stuff coming in here on YouTube. Let's go, Gavin, Damian, and Troy. Love you boys. Watching from Ricketts at softball. That's Shiloh Mahan. And then we have Mikey's Garage. Excellent job announcing. As usual, gentlemen, you're great for local kids and sports. Go Tigers. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. Big fastball inside. Brushes Yates off the inside of the plate, and Johnny Yates, this kid, can absolutely crush a baseball, and he can, you make a mistake up there, and it could be a 2-0 lead early for Bloomfield, but Caden Anderson, I like it. He's not backing down. Johnny, if you go inside on a big-time hitter like Johnny Yates, you have to be confident you can beat him. And there's another pitch swung on and fouled off, and that went almost straight back behind the backstop, and that tells you pretty much every time you're right on top of it.
Well, I mean, Johnny, he's hit several home runs this season already. I mean, and this kid, he's a great offensive lineman for the football team. He's just a big kid, and he's extremely athletic.
District champ wrestler.
Yes. Oh, yeah, wrestling as well. I completely forgot. But, yeah, this kid can make it happen from the plate, so Anderson's going to have to come up with that out pitch. Let's see what he can do here. There's the pitch, swung on and fouled off again. That one came in a little high, but Johnny went up after it, so that'll keep the count at 1-2 as there are 2 outs and a runner on first, as Armijo is just waiting to see if he can advance over to second base. Johnny Yates staying alive at the plate.
Talk about being on top of the pitch. That went directly back behind the plate, but let's see what Anderson comes up with. Maybe time for a changeup. Let's see what he goes. And no, he peppers a fastball high and outside for ball 2. And again, not a bad pitch. He changes the eye level on a good hitter in Johnny Yates and gets it up high in that zone. Now let's see if they go down on the lower half of the zone, maybe an off-speed pitch. Let's see what Coach Favorino comes up with for Anderson. Low fastball, and there was that lower half of the strike zone I was talking about. I thought they might throw off speed, but they went fastball down low, and it's full count. So now you're going to see Anderson dig in on the mound. You're going to see Johnny Yates dig his back foot into the batter's box. Now let's see who comes out on top of this matchup. It's a full count, and here comes a pitch from the lefty. There's a leg kick, fastball swung on and missed, and got him.
Wow, got him swinging. As that will be strike 3, out number 2, as Johnny had battled back in the count. But, man, Anderson comes up with a great pitch, gets the strikeout. So that'll bring up number 2, Mikhail Colbert, the third baseman for the Bobcats.
Gotta make sure I got my stuff right on here.
That's right. Albert's in charge of the scoreboard.
So Colbert steps in. They still got Jaramillo. That's Troy Jaramillo. Over at first base, do the Bobcats. Oh, and that's going to be a free base on over to second, as that is a pass ball on the catcher in Wilmer. Had it in his glove, dropped it, and that forced Jaramillo from first over to second. And let's see if Aztec can work their way out of this. Still 2 outs, so yeah, it's a 1-0 count on Colbert.
Colbert now has a runner in scoring position at second base. Needs to come up with a base hit out into the outfield somewhere, and he can drive in a run possibly. Anderson looking to see if he can keep that from happening. Here comes the pitch. Oh, that got him on a off-speed pitch. That thing dropped out right in front of the plate, but he got him swinging. It's for strike 1.
What a stop by Wilmer, though, to be able to throw that ball down into the dirt and then keep it in front of him so it doesn't advance the runner and Troy Jaramillo from second to third. Great job by the catcher in Wilmer.
Yeah, he does a great job behind the plate. Ooh, that one was a little high for ball 2. So 2-1 the count now, 2 outs. Runner on second. Caden Anderson on the mound for the Tigers, looking to see if he can get out of the top of the second here. Check the runner. Here comes the pitch. That was high and outside for ball 3.
In that first inning, in this, so Colbert staying patient, adds another runner onto the base for the Bobcats, as you got Colbert at first, Jaramillo at second, and now Damian Jaramillo, the center fielder, coming up to the plate.
And it's like I always say, we got 2 outs, now there's 2 runners on. So Anderson, looks like Favorino wants to have a little conference at the mound.
We need to come up for a name with that, man, because you've been spot on this entire season with that, about 2 outs, and here comes the rally.
I know.
I don't know what we call that, but it's the 2 out something.
And I'm not even – that's not even an exaggeration.
No.
It's like every game we call will be in an inning, and they'll get 2 outs right away, and then all of a sudden somebody gets on base, and things just seem to happen. Now, if you're Aztec, that's not what you want to happen right at this moment. You want to try to get out of this inning with no damage done. But I'll tell you what, that's when teams seem to rally, is when there's 2 outs. Man, I appreciate this wind calming down. It's a nice night right now.
Thank goodness.
I mean, the sun's going down. It's not quite as chilly. Let's hope it just stays that way. I probably just jinxed us, right, Corey? Like, I know Corey's sitting over there probably thinking.
He wasn't listening.
Good.
So he let you off the hook.
So I'm off the hook since Corey wasn't listening.
All right, Damien will dig in at the plate from the right-hand side of the box, facing the left-handed pitcher in Anderson. 2 outs, 2 runners on. And here comes a pitch from Anderson to the plate. Fastball swung on.
Man.
And Jaramillo took a huge hack. He was just a little bit behind it. So he took a big swing now. He'll try to get himself dialed in. Let's see if Anderson comes back with some off-speed. It's been fastball heavy by Anderson in these first 2 innings. Everybody takes off. Here's a throw to third on time. Got him.
Wow.
Beautiful throw. And I mean, the third baseman for the Tigers in Wilkins was right there. What a fire ball thrown down to third base.
Wow.
To catch Jaramillo trying to steal.
The 2-5 out number 3. And I mean, that throw by Wilmer was on point. Man, did he and he put it right where it needed to go. I'm sorry. That was a pretty exciting play. So we had no runs on 1 hit, 1 runner left on base, and no Aztec errors. And that will put Damian Armijo back up to the plate, correct? And the next inning. So
that's
I got to
right.
get my book right. But that's going to bring up 5, 6, and 7 for the Tigers.
We're tied up at 0 here. No runs, 0-0, and we're headed in to the bottom of the 2nd inning. And it's been a pitcher's duel.
So far, this game is exactly what we expected, as like you just said, a pitcher's duel. You know, and now we got Trey Woods coming back out onto the mound. He went 3 up, 3 down in that first inning. And, you know, this is one of those games that feels like who's going to get that first break and get one across the plate, you know, bring a runner across the plate. That, you know what I mean? Like, that's what it was the last game. It was 1 run that won the game. And it almost, you almost get that same feeling here. Who's going to get their bats going enough to get a run across the plate? And we have number 7. Is that right?
That's right.
Corey Douglas coming up to the plate.
The right fielder.
Yep.
For the Tigers, headed up to the plate. It'll be another left-hand battle between Trey Woods and Douglas. And Douglas, boy, he's been on fire himself at the plate for the Aztec Tigers in the last couple of games. And he's an up-and-coming star for this Aztec baseball team. And they're going to expect big things out of him next year for this Aztec club. There's a first pitch fastball outside and down low for ball 1. So this ought to be a fun battle between the two of these players here for Bloomfield versus Aztec. Here comes the pitch out of the windup fastball, and that one was thrown in there for strike 1.
Yeah, and Douglas, great, another Aztec athlete. You know, he's a great wrestler as well for the Aztec Tigers, but he is up at the plate. Here comes the pitch. That one's going to be low for ball 2.
So he'll see a good pitch here.
Yeah, I agree with you. 2-1 the count to Corey Douglas. Here comes the pitch from Woods. Oh, and that one came out of his hand wrong, because that flew over everybody's head, as that will be ball 3. I'm sure he was that was probably going to be some off-speed pitch, but that thing just slipped out of his hand.
I used to laugh at my good buddy H.J. Wright, who, as most people know, was drafted into pro baseball. Fastball on the outside in there for strike 2, and that's actually been a good spot for Woods is that outside fastball on a left-handed hitter. So now it's full count. Let's see who comes up with the win here between Woods and Douglas. Here's a high leg kick, swung, or excuse me, in their fastball. And I mean, that was right down the heart of the plate.
I was watching that one on the TV, and yeah, you are right. That was a good-looking pitch from Trey Woods. So that'll be strike 3, out number 1. Next up, number 12, Hunter Clark, the second baseman for the Tigers. His in this game, we're in the bottom of the second inning, and neither team really, well, I shouldn't say that. Bloomfield kind of got something going in that last inning, but ooh, a nice hit out into center field. Is he going to get in the gap, or is he going to get to it? Oh, it almost makes it to the fence, and it'll be dropped, and Hunter will make it over to second. Does that count as an E8, or is that a hit?
That's going to be a hit.
Man, and I think the center fielder, who is that out in center field, that's Damian Jaramillo. I think he had to, I'm defending what happened. Yeah. He was trying not to slam into the fence, trying to make the catch at the same time, but a great hit for Hunter Clark all the way out to the fence in center field. So he will get his Tigers started with the first hit of the game, and it is a double. And Christian Holmes now stepping into the box.
Yeah, just a good piece of hitting. But going back to my story, I always remember H.J. Wright telling me when he got into the pros, one of the things he used to do, because he threw so hard, he probably threw mid-90s, around 90, 95, 96, and he'd let one just rip on a new hitter and just throw it 10, 15 feet over the top of his head as, you know, just kind of a posture of like, yep, I'm kind of crazy. Yeah. He said it worked almost all the time. I loved hearing that story from him. There comes a pitch, swung on. And way behind it is Holmes. 0-2 the count now with 1 out, but they've got a runner in Hunter Clark over at second base with the stand-up double. And let's see if Holmes can come through big time for his team. They need it right now, and that time he was way out in front of that.
Well,
so
that was high, too. I mean, at least watching on the screen right here, that thing was coming in really high, but he got a piece of it, stays alive. Does. That's going to be strike 3. So out number 2 brings up number 18, Caleb Hales, the first baseman for the Tigers. And, you know, both these pitchers, even Trey, like, doesn't get flustered. Just goes up there, has great command of his pitches, and he's hitting his spots. He's doing a good job out on the mound for the Bobcats tonight.
Well, they just need one swing here. One good swing will get the Tigers going, as that'll be ball 1 up high and outside on the right-handed hitter in Hells. But, you know, now Aztec match Bloomfield last inning, as Bloomfield had a runner at second, tried to steal him to third. Here's a ground ball, fielded out front. Here's the throw to first, wasting no time. Was the second baseman in A.J. Valencia for the 4-3 ground ball, out number 3, and that'll end the threat just like it did the top of that inning for Bloomfield.
Yeah, so you had no runs on one hit, one runner left on base, and no Bobcat errors. You know, and going back to Valencia right there, you like seeing the fundamental baseball. Gets his glove down, hand on top. You know, I mean, charges the ball. He did everything correctly. We've seen a lot of craziness this year with guys trying to just run and scoop and throw and, you know, and stuff like that. But all you got to do is just take care of business and do things correctly, and that's how you get those get outs on out plays, right?
Yeah, that was perfect fundamentals there by the second baseman in A.J. Valencia. So gets his team out of a jam on a nice pitch thrown by Trey Woods. And now they'll head up. It's going to be 9-1-2. Damian Jaramillo back at the plate. And then top of the lineup, it'll be Spencer and Peacock all coming up to bat for the Bloomfield Bobcats here in the top of the third inning, as we're tied up 0-0. Not tied up, no score, 0-0.
Who's winning?
I know. and yeah, don't forget to send us a text. It's been awfully quiet. We've only heard from Steve and another person, so let's get it moving.
On YouTube. Let's get some more comments on YouTube. I can see that our viewership has went up on YouTube. So if you're out there, let us know who you're cheering for, where you're cheering from, and we will give you guys a shout out on the air. Give your player a shout out. Just send us a message or a text, 505-701-2222. Wind has picked up a little bit, as you can see on the camera.
There it goes. Hopefully it'll settle in there.
There we go.
Here's Anderson. Fastball swung on and missed. Hadamil right there, though. He just swung right over the top of that fastball, but Anderson really reached back on that one and let her rip. Here comes a high leg kick. Fastball in there for ball 1. And I'm just so impressed with Anderson and his approach to the plate. You know, Aztec, it looks like they're on the outside looking in to get into the playoffs. So Anderson getting the call on the bump. Ooh. There's a strike called. I think that's a strike.
Yeah, that was good framing by Wilmer, because that thing looked like it was high and outside, but he calls the strike.
Beautiful curveball, no doubt about that one. That was gorgeous by Anderson. Just dropped it in on the lower half of the strike zone.
Yeah.
It was a beauty.
It just came right across. It came down. So that's going to be out number 1. And now we're back to the top of the lineup as number 9, Blake Spencer, will come back up to the plate for the Bobcats.
He's 0 for 1 on the day. He grounded out right back to the pitcher in Anderson, and Anderson stepped right on over and made the throw to first base with 1 out. Here comes a pitch.
Yeah, that's in there for strike 1. That was that high hop that Anderson had to turn across his body to make the throw, but got it done. So Spencer now 0-1 in the count, 1 out here in the top of the third. We're already in the top of the third as Anderson, Spencer's going to call a timeout. And isn't there a rule about that? You can only call 1 timeout, or that's supposed to be the rule? Is that
they changed it in the pros as well as in college, and I thought they changed it in baseball, but I haven't seen them utilize that yet.
Oh,
man, I got to tell you, Anderson is feeling it right now, and this at bat, I mean, he just reared back and blew that right by Spencer. And Spencer, a tough, tough hitter. So here we go. 0-2. He goes in the dirt for ball 1.
And he had that waist pitch. You know, you're going to try something, see if you can't get him swinging at some crazy pitch. But that one got away from him a little bit, hits the dirt. Still a 1-2 count to Blake Spencer. As Anderson working from the stretch, here comes the pitch. Swung on and missed. That was an off-speed pitch right there.
Was.
And he gets Spencer swinging for strike 3, out number 2. And that'll bring up number 3, Gavin Peacock, who got on that error back in the first inning by the drop out in right field. See if Anderson can take care of business here as he's went 2 straight strikeouts. Here in this top of the third, here comes the pitch. Oh, and that's going to be hit to the second baseman. He scoops it up. Nice throw over to first for the 4-3 out number 3. So no runs on no hits, no runners left on base, and no Aztec errors. So after the top of the third, the score remains 0-0.
Great job by Hunter Clark just to smother that ground ball. Popped up on him at the last second, but because routed it in on his chest and then wastes 0 times patting his glove and throws it over to first.
And it was a nice throw. He didn't lob it over there to try to get to first, man. He just gunned it over there. And it's like you said, I mean, that's what happens when you get your body in front of the ball and you get both hands, you get your glove out, you get your hand out there, because it kind of bounced out of his glove, but because of the way he positioned himself and did things out and over to first base in time for that out number 3. So that's going to do it for the top of the third, and we will have 8, 9, and 1 coming up for the Tigers.
And that'll be Gonzalez and Wilkins' first at bat of the game, and then we'll hit the top of the order in Brooks. And you know, Bloomfield right now in
how you doing, brother?
In the first 2 innings, how's it going, Ryan? The first 2 innings, Bloomfield got a runner at second base, couldn't come up with anything. In the bottom of the second inning, Aztec got a runner to second base, couldn't come up with anything. So back-to-back here with both of these teams, exactly what we expected from an Aztec Bloomfield. Any game between Aztec and Bloomfield. Doesn't matter what sport it is. There's always going to be a tight game. And here comes so we might have some issues with the center field camera just a tad bit with the wind happening, folks. Bear with us.
Yeah, we're going to try to use that if we can. If something comes up, we will change that. There's a swing and a miss as Gonzalez looks at a fastball right down the middle from Woods.
Well, this is another electrifying young player coming up through the ranks for the Aztec Tigers. At the plate for the Tigers. He'll take a fastball fouled off back here behind us for a 1-2 count. Let's see if old Trey Woods is going to stick with the fastball if he throws that ornery off-speed pitch we've seen him throw twice now.
It's just he's bringing the heat with that fastball. It's going to be fouled off. Keep the count at 1-2, but yeah, I mean he's got so much leverage. And everything looks like it's coming fast, but yeah, I'm waiting to see that off-speed pitch, see if he can't get it to drop out in front of the plate. As Gonzalez is down in the count, here comes the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Out number 1 gets him swinging. That's going to bring up number 8, Caleb Wilkins.
Yeah, that pitch was high and outside. Gonzalez knew it. You know, he was upset with himself that he took a swing at that pitch that was a ball. But hey, that's the romance of this baseball game. The pitcher may get this battle. Next at bat, it may go to the hitter. Let's see what Caleb Wilkins can come up with his team. But Trey Woods feeling it right now. He is in an excellent groove on the mound.
I think both these pitchers are feeling it right now. They are both just bringing the heat, and that was another great-looking pitch from Woods. That one will be fouled off. Strike 2. 0-2 the count now. I mean, Woods has not been behind in too many counts this evening, has he?
No. He's been a defensive pitcher, an offensive pitcher this entire game, just really attacking the strike zone. Here comes a pitch again, fastball swung on the hands, and somehow Wilkins got his bat through the zone to foul that off because that was beautifully placed by Woods. So you see kind of some of our different angles here. There's in there and struck him out looking. I didn't get to see where that was at, but
looked a little low to me, but man, he called it, so.
Rung him up for out number 2. So we'll head to the top of the order. It's the left fielder, number 24, Jaden Brooks, who is 0 for 1 in this game. He had that strange bunt or whatever that was right back to Trey Woods in his first at-bat. So he gets a second opportunity, and he is way behind that fastball. He's going to have to get his hand started quite earlier than that.
Well, it looked like he decided to swing late on that one is what it looked like. Another good-looking pitch.
Back-to-back fastballs right down the middle. And Brooks, again, way behind the fastball. Let's see if I'm Woods, I'm sticking with it. I mean, that's the old adage when you're a pitching coach and your approach up there, if the fastball's working, don't throw anything different because it's so much easier on your arm to throw a fastball. There you go, stuck with it. Hit him that time, or did it hit the bat?
I'm not sure what happened there. He got there.
I think the ball hit the bottom of the bat, and it went fair. We're going to look at this here because I don't know what on earth just happened. Let's see what this replay shows us, but nonetheless, it's a hit for Brooks.
Yeah, that's a base hit.
So now we're going to have Kel Watson up to the plate. He is 0 for 1 as he flew out to right field in his first at-bat in the bottom of the first inning, as he's got the leadoff hitter and Brooks standing at first. Let's see if we get this view here. I'm not sure if we will.
I know, I'm watching here on my phone too.
It just looks so awkward. There's a nice move to first, and he almost got Brooks out at first on that pickoff move. Yep, that's what it was. He tried to check swinging, and the ball hit the bottom of the bat, the bottom knob of the bat. So that was quite strange. I mean, I've seen two things I haven't seen in baseball before today.
Wow, yeah, so that's ball one. So 1-0 the count, 2 outs, runner on first as Cale Watson is at the plate. And that's going to be hit right between, takes a big hop out into left field. So that's going to be another base hit for the Tigers as Cale Watson will hit it out into left field. And that will put a runner in scoring position. So 2 outs, runners on first and second. We have number 4, Dalton Wilmer, who flew out to the shortstop on his first at bat back in the first inning.
I mean, what a big-time piece of hitting by Cale Watson. And, I mean, we've seen that young man do it time after time after time again. And, you know, he's just an excellent ball player, and he just always comes through so big for the Tigers all the time in Cale Watson. So now Aztec in business. They got Brooks over at second, Watson at first. 2 outs, though. It's a 0-0 score. Aztec with the runner in scoring position yet again, but Woods, he really buckled down the last time Aztec had a runner at second. Let's see if Wilmer can come up with something big time for his team here, because they need it.
Yeah, another base hit out in the outfield possibly scores that run, depending on where it's hit. That wind's starting to pick up a little bit, so it's going to mess with our camera. We apologize, but we're going to try to keep it there as much as we can. It's causing us a few issues. That's going to be fouled off right towards my truck. And I think it missed.
I think it's safe to say you parked your truck in a tough spot.
I did.
I almost parked my wife's car there, and I was like, no, I like to live. I like life. So it's a foul ball by Wilmer, and I
got the signal from David. He said it was close.
Oh.
It was close. He's over there standing over there. Here comes the pitch. Oh, fouled off back into the fence. So that'll make the count. Is it 2-2?
Yeah, 0-2.
0-2. Okay,
Yep.
It's wrong up on the.
Yeah, they've been struggling up there quite a bit.
I thought it was 0-2.
Whoever's running scoreboard, they've been struggling a little bit. So here we go, no balls, 2 strikes.
Albert Velarde.
I know, 2 outs, and here comes a big pitch. Got him. What a huge spot for Trey Woods to strike out Wilmer. And you know what that was? 3 straight fastballs. Nothing fancy or tricky about it.
So that's no runs on 2 hits, 2 runners left on base, and no Bloomfield errors. So Trey Woods gets out of a little bit of a jam. I wouldn't say it was horrible, but gets the job done and heads back into the dugout, and we will be heading into, did I do that right?
Top 4.
Oh, yeah, top of the 4th. I was confusing myself there, but we will have 3, 4, and 5. That's Chavarria, Woods, and Caruth coming up to the plate for the Bobcats. Well, both these pitchers are just doing a fantastic job.
They really are, and no doubt about it, they probably have spent quite a bit of time with their pitching coach, their head coach, getting prepared for this game. I mean, make no mistake about it, getting to talk to Coach Valencia and Coach Coulter Favorino before this game, both of them said, hey, we're here to win this game. I mean, it doesn't matter what is on the line. This is a pride.
No, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, did you look at the records to see where, does Aztec, are they even in the running?
No.
No, they're not in the running. So this is just a pride, it's like a spoiler or pride game for them. But if you're Bloomfield, it definitely could either help you or hurt you whenever you're going into the state seedings. So that's where we're at in this game. It's a big game for both these teams right now. So here comes Anderson with the pitch, and that's going to be high fly ball. Is it going to go over the fence, out of play? It doesn't, but it does go foul. So
Chavarria fouls it off up high in the zone, but a nice pitch by Anderson. Got him to chase it. It certainly was out of the strike zone, so nice job by Anderson to put that pitch right where it needed to be in the sweet spot for Chavarria to take a hack. So 0-1 the count. Anderson comes set. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, and it's a good swing by Chavarria. Just Anderson got it by him. So let's see if Anderson will stick with 3 straight fastballs like Woods did to end the inning.
Even with that camera shaking, you can still see those pitches going in there. That's a nice looking, it's a nice view there. Oh yeah, that was right down the middle. That'll be fouled off to keep the count at 0-2. As Emmanuel Chavarria leading it off here in the top of the 4th for the Bobcats, just looking to see if he can't get on base and get his team started.
Have we ever had it just this cold and this windy, this close to state tournament time? I mean, it's crazy. We just can't catch a break to stay warm. I'll tell you that much right now.
It's baseball season, though, right?
It is.
It could be a nice. It was a nice day earlier, and now we're all out here with our hoods on and our jackets on, and here comes the pitch, and that's going to be in the dirt for strike 3. He's going to have to get it down to first, and there it is. So strike 3 for out number 1 as Chavarria will go down swinging, and that'll bring up number 20, Trey Woods, the pitcher, seeing if he can't help his cause out here, come up with a hit.
Yeah, Woods 0 for 1 on the game. He flew out to the center fielder in the top of the 1st inning, so he's going to try to get something going with 1 out. Both of these teams had runners at second base twice each. Nothing going for them offensively to try to bring them, but there's a shot into center field, and nobody's getting to this one. One hop off the dirt, hits the fence, and it's going to be a stand-up double for the pitcher, Trey Woods, as he did not miss that pitch. He took it for a ride.
He crushed that thing all the way out to the center field wall, I guess is what you'd call that, the black mat on the fence out there. So a huge hit for Trey Woods. Did they bring somebody in for him? I think they did. Did they bring a number 4 is the courtesy runner that came in for Trey Woods, but that's how you get your team going right there. He's doing it on the mound, and now he just did it at the plate. That's going to bring up number 6, Cable Caruth, with a runner in scoring position and 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. Albert's getting us a name.
Cannon Ashton.
Cannon Ashton is the runner out there. That's going to be fouled off for strike 1.
Caruth 0 for 1 as well.
David, he looks over here to give me an update to let me know if it hit my truck or not. He's telling me it's coming close. Everybody warned me I shouldn't park my truck there. But it missed, so 0-1 now. Runner on second. Comes the pitch. It's going to be high for ball 1 to Caruth.
Well, love to hear from you in a text message. Hit us up at 505-701-2222. Got one coming in. I'm watching on YouTube, on the TV at home. Great job as always. Do love the center field camera. It's Brian Sanders.
All right. Mr. Sanders checking in.
Here comes Anderson with the pitch. Off speed. Up high and outside for ball 3. So 3-1 the count on Trey Woods, and to be honest with you, truth here. High fastball swung on and fouled off, so it's going to take the count to 3 balls, 2 strikes. Let's see if Anderson can reel himself in and come up with a good pitch here against a live swinger in Caruth. This guy, he loves to be at the plate in Caruth. This kid loves to hit. And Anderson really battling well. He's coming set. He's been a bulldog on the mound for the Tigers. Here's the leg kick in the pitch. Fastball swung on right over here by us.
Right over our heads.
There's a kid with the glove.
Oh, he almost made the play.
He had the glove and everything, and he missed it. It is all get out right now. That just made that young kid's day right now. We got another text coming in. Let's go Aztec, and Jaden Brooks tuning in as the parent, his dad George, tuning in. We sure appreciate your support. And here we come with Anderson with the pitch. Fastball swung on him, threw that right by him. And I mean, he reared back and let it rip. Beautiful pitch on the lower half of the middle part of the strike zone. Excellent spot by Anderson. Couldn't have thrown that any better.
Yeah, strike 3, out number 2. So 2 outs, runner on second. We have number 5, Troy Armio, at the plate for the Bobcats, and he had a hit, didn't he? Yeah, he had a hit. Oh, he got thrown out at third. That was the 2-5 out that happened. But yeah, he did get a base hit on his at bat in the second inning.
Yep.
So 1 for 1 on the day for him. That's gonna be fouled off. And folks, the reason we're going away from that center field camera is Corey was just letting us know we're losing the framing. That wind, that camera is sitting on top of the fence out there. So when that wind picks up, it just kind of pushes that camera up and down with the fence whenever it's moving.
And got that, fouled it off down third base side, so it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. And got another DSL family member tuning in, our good friend Chelsea Hampton tuning in from Bloomfield, New Mexico.
Right.
So we love the Hamptons around here.
Yes,
there's a
do.
throw down to second. Oh, no. It went under the legs of the shortstop, rolled out into center field, and that will move Woods from second to third.
Well, it's not Woods anymore. Who'd you say?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's
4?
right. That is number 4. That is the courtesy runner.
Yes.
I apologize. So and I pulled out of that because I was looking at all the people that were texting us. But number 4 is Ashton, Cannon Ashton. I'm going to write that in there. Ashton. So here we go. 2-2 count on Troy Jaramillo. Off-speed pitch outside. Down low for ball 3. Again, I'm getting confused. It looks like this umpire is going to call a strike, and then he calls a ball.
Yeah,
it's so weird.
I thought it was a strike as well, and then everybody just kind of stayed in place. So full count. Here comes the pitch from Anderson, and that's going to be high for ball 4. So that's going to send Jaramillo down to first, and now we have runners on first and third with 2 outs. Number 42, Johnny Yates, very dangerous hitter coming up to the plate for the Bobcats, as we all know what he can do if he gets a hold of one. So Anderson is going to have to come up with some really good pitching here to shut this inning down.
Well, the one thing you don't want to do, leave a fastball right over the heart of the plate.
No.
And sometimes it just happens on a mistake from a pitcher. The way Anderson's throwing tonight, he's worked really well around the frame of the plate, so I don't expect him to tee a whole lot up here for Johnny Yates, but I stand corrected because that was thrown right over the middle. Swung on and fouled off by Yates, who's 0 for 1 in this game thus far. He struck out his first at-bat in the top of the second inning.
Anderson not intimidated at all. It's like you said, he just went right at Johnny on that pitch. Let's see what he comes up with here. That was going to be high and outside. Ball 1.
And I've noticed a lot of times with Anderson, when he really wants to rear back, he leans quite a bit further back in his approach to home plate. And when he's a lot more comfortable, he's right across the strike zone. Just notice that right there?
Yeah.
Notice how he did not rock back towards second base, kept his frame within himself and within his back foot off the mound, on the rubber on the mound. Perfect strike thrown. 1 and 2 is the count, but just see if you pick up on that a little bit here.
That one is low for ball 2. So 2 and 2 the count now to Johnny Yates. Anderson needs to find that pitch and not let Johnny get a hold of one here, because Johnny looking to see if he can't get at least one run across the plate and get his Bobcats the lead. That's going to be low and in the dirt. There, he's going to go home. Did he get him? He got him coming home. Wow. So that's going to be 2-1, out number 3 as is that Ashton, is that who that is? Tries to come home, and
Yep.
Wilmer gets the ball to Anderson, and that is going to do it for the inning. So we had no runs on one hit and one runner left on base and no Aztec errors. So what's that, Corey? Corey's talking to us in our ear.
Well, Johnny Yates will be coming back up to the plate for the Bobcats, for the Aztec Tigers. As we head into the bottom of the fourth inning, it's going to be 4, 5, and 6. Douglas, Clark, and Holmes all coming up to bat for the Aztec Tigers, as it is 0-0 on a very windy and chilly night. So he got it in there. Was
well,
he?
He switched to this camera. He switched to this camera up here next to us, and it was a perfect shot on the runner coming home.
Corey,
good job,
was he
Corey.
this? Was he this or was he this? Oh, okay. So Corey said it was the right call. We're going with what Corey says. He's got the camera over here.
Wow. So Aztec gets out of a jam as they get that third out. The out call, and that's going to take us into the bottom of the fourth as the score remains 0-0, and it's going to be 4, 5, and 6 coming up for the Tigers. That's Corey Douglas, Hunter Clark, and Christian Holmes.
Trey Woods still on the mound for the Bloomfield Bobcats, as it's still a 0-0, as Steven mentioned. Don't forget to send us a text message at 505-701-2222. We got Let's Go Bobcats. Big fan of Blake, Trey, Mikhail. It's the same text that I think that you got on there. This is Gayla Armenta. Can't watch in person. Thanks for allowing me to watch live online. You guys are awesome. Well, thank you so much for that. And then we got our good buddy TJ Valdez texting in from Aztec. Let's go Tigers. As Valdez, one of the Aztec Tiger winning state championship coaches for wrestling. So good guy. We've had a lot of fun.
Had him in studio on hot mic with the team.
Just having a great time chatting with him.
Here comes the pitch from Woods, and that is going to be high for ball one to Douglas. We got Corey Douglas up at the plate now for the Tigers. Struck out on his first at bat. Here comes the pitch. He swings and misses for strike one. So 1-1 the count. Corey Douglas, we're in the bottom of the fourth inning where the score remains 0-0. And neither team able to get one across the plate. Bobcats almost made it happen there in that, or this inning, I should say, but Aztec gets the out as he tries to come home. That's going to be strike two. So 1-2 the count now to Douglas. Still got a good crowd out here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, goodness, and the other thing is you're so close you can run home and go grab whatever you need as far as your winter gear, because you're certainly going to need it out here right now. It is chilly.
Starting to get chilly, yeah.
Here comes Trey Woods with the pitch to home. Oh, and he hit him. And that one had to hurt. I mean, that was square in the middle of the back.
Yeah.
So hit by pitch as Douglas, not too happy about it, but deep down inside happy he'll trot on down to first.
You see the kids get frustrated, and I would think that probably happens every time, and I don't necessarily think is it derogatory? Is that the word I'm looking for? I think it's just out of frustration because they got hit, like the pain hurt. It hurts to get hit by a pitch. So.
Yeah, there's nothing there with him tossing the bat.
Yeah, just in pain more than anything. So that puts a runner on first, no outs. Number 12, Hunter Clark, who had that huge double out into center field on his last at bat in the second inning. I'm looking to see if he can't do that again. Gonna have to clean off the plate as it is completely covered.
Goodness, he kicked a whole lot of dirt off there. Why did it take us so long to clean?
Well, I know. I think that happened.
Holy smokes!
Corey went down trying to dodge that ball.
I mean, that was a dust storm that came off the plate. Oh no, a missed ball by the catcher will push the runner and Douglas on over to second base, and here's the deal with that. Douglas can fly, and you do not want to give that young man any kind of opportunity to get around the bases. He gets one even on a short Texas leaguer out into the outfield, a ground ball that gets through. That young man absolutely is scoring from second. So 1-0 count, and attempted the bunt did Clark. It was not a squeeze, so I don't understand why Clark went after that pitch. It was so high and outside, he should have let it go.
Yeah, and he dropped the bat at the last second, trying to push that ball to the ground, and it fouls off the top of the bat. I know that you get frustrated with that when those guys drop that bat like that. Just keep that bat out there.
It's an art form, as Corey and I talked at the Farmington Scorpion Invite. These kids just have lost that form in how to properly bunt anymore. So that's a big swing and a foul ball by Clark. Takes the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes. So big opportunity here for Aztec. We've said this 3 times now, and unfortunately for the Tigers, they haven't. And we're 0-0 here on the scoreboard. Swung on, and that must have been a changeup because he was way out in front of it.
Fouled that off into his foot.
I guarantee you said ouch. He hit that off the end of the bat. I guarantee his hands are zinging right now,
his hands
too.
and his foot.
From the vibration.
But Hunter Clark with a 1-2 count. Trey Woods has no outs and a runner on second. Here comes the pitch. Hunter Clark is going to take that right back. Oh, it kind of hits off the mound, but he does his job and gets Douglas over to third. It almost looked like Clark might get down to first because Trey Woods made a play on it, and it kind of cut back. But good job by Valencia over there on second to make the play on the ball and get it over to first for the 4-3 out number 1. So now Aztec with a huge opportunity as Christian Holmes steps into the batter's box, as he has Corey Douglas over on third base. This is where you do not want to have an overthrow or a wild pitch or anything like that, because it could be devastating at this point. That's going to be swung on and missed for strike 1.
Well, in this last at-bat that Holmes faced Woods, if you remember, Stephen, it was 3 straight fastballs, back to back to back. Yeah. And so let's see if Holmes is ready for that again, because that was another fastball he swung on and missed. And Trey Woods just didn't throw anything else at him. Let's see if that happens in that same sequence. Holmes needs to dig in. That time he was right on top of it, so maybe he's got it dialed in. But let's see, 0-2 count. Now he's going to see something completely out of the zone by Woods. But last time I said that, he went right at him, right down the middle with the fastball.
That's what I'm saying. Neither one of these pitchers is intimidated at all. They are aggressive, and they're going right at these batters. Let's see what he comes up with here. Oh. Oh, man. That one was close. That one was close.
Man. Well, you know, and the first base coach over here wants him to have a conversation with the umpire. I mean, he's not going to change his call, and he's not going to refer to the home plate umpire because the home plate umpire is looking at the runner at third. So as the third, he won't overrule his call, and we're just going to keep it on moving here with 2 outs. What a play, though, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's close, and you know, but if you're Coach Favorino, you have to have that conversation.
Absolutely.
I mean, you know, you're probably not going to win that battle, but you have to have that conversation.
Yep, got to do your job. So they're having an awfully long conversation here for this.
Yeah, let's see. I don't know why they're having such a long discussion, but they are. And, I mean, that play was extremely – it's gonna be an out, just as we suspected. But with 2 outs and a runner on third now, we have Caleb Hales, who ground out to the second baseman. That was A.J. Valencia back in the second inning. But, man, Aztec with an opportunity here, and in this game, even with Bloomfield now in this inning as well, it's like you hate to leave runners on base. You cannot be leaving because you're not getting too many of them, and so Aztec needs to try to get. There's a nice hit out into right field. Should be an easy play, and it is. That's F9 for out number 3. So with no runs on no hits, 1 runner left on base, and no Bloomfield errors, that's going to do it. 4 complete innings, and the score is still 0-0.
Yeah, just a great job by the third baseman to keep his composure. He bobbled the ball, had to take a look to make sure the runner didn't take off from third base to home, and then, reach back as far as he could and throw it about as hard as he possibly could over to first base, and then throw it to the first baseman. What a tough play that was by that young man, and Mikkel Colbert got the out, helped his team out. Aztec not able to come up with another run again in the scoring position. That's kind of been the story right now, is both of these teams not being able to come up with that big hit in a badly needed moment.
Well, and you had Corey Douglas on second base with no outs in that inning. And then he makes his way over to third with 1 out. Now, you can play the what-if game all day long, but, what if that didn't get called an out over here on first base and it's 1 out with runners on first and third instead of 2 outs with a runner on third? You might have had more of an opportunity. Oh, look who it is. It's Coach Conley coming over here here to visit us.
How are you?
How you guys doing?
Good to see you, man.
We're doing outstanding over here. We're having a good time out here tonight.
Yeah, it'd be a lot better if it was warm out here, Coach.
Yeah, it was warmer earlier.
Wasn't it?
It was.
I won't complain.
And you're out here in a sleeveless shirt.
I know. Look
Get
at this
out of here
guy.
with that. Get out, showing off the guns and
that's
all
right.
that. Come on.
There's no sun out. You
Come
don't need
on,
to have
Coach.
those guns out, Coach.
You didn't send any invites out to the gun show or nothing, pal.
Man.
Get that out of here.
Coach Conley. Wow.
Look, here, we got the camera on, see?
That's
so
right.
they can see it.
Now everybody, he's going to see.
They're empty.
Well, we're
There
going to
it
see.
is. There's Coach Conley
There
right
he
there
is.
on the screen. Now we see him.
Well, we got
Look at
Johnny
that guy.
Yates at the plate. He struck out at his first at-bat in the second inning. Again, just such a dangerous hitter for the Bobcats. He'll step in to the plate as he had in his last at-bat. He had a 2-2 count.
Oh, yeah. He went to full count, didn't he?
I didn't see it after that, but he could have. There's a ground ball hit to the second baseman, popped up on him. Here's a throw. It's wide right. And so that is, and really, he had enough time to throw it over there, but, the ball popped up on him in the middle. Throw over there to first base. And it's going to be error on the second baseman, not being able to get it over there and still having some time to throw it. Hello. His coach's wife over here, too. See, she's a little smarter here, Coach. She got a sweatshirt on, but
I know. She's not walking around with her sleeveless stuff on. They're going to bring in a courtesy runner for Yates. That's number 15. Is that Etzedy?
And clearly they're bringing in at number 15 to run to see if they can get a base hit and get him around. It is Wyatt Etzedy. You are correct.
I just know that because I did that highlight deal, and he was. I was
see
pretty
it.
sure that I remembered that number. So, all right.
Now we got another text message coming in. It says, "Great footage, guys. Dinner and some baseball. We appreciate all you guys do for these athletes. Go John Dog. Go Bobcats." That's Kelsey Reitmeyer out of Bloomfield, New Mexico.
Well, that's nice. You're getting to eat dinner probably in a nice warm room watching the
gonna
game.
say.
I love that.
It's she's probably nice and warm. Mikkel Colbert at the plate. He walked his first at bat. He'll look at a strike right off the bat with the 0-1 count. Runner at first base. Etzedy. There's a fastball thrown right by Colbert with a big swing to take the count to 0-2.
Anderson goes, checks the runner at first. There's the pitch. That's going to be high for ball one. 1-2 the count now to Mikkel Colbert. Or no, is that right? Am I right? No,
Yes.
Mikael Colbert. Okay, I thought I missed somebody there, but runner on first, no outs here in the top of the 5th inning. Oh, swung on a miss, man. That was coming in fast and furious. That's going to be strike 3. Out number 1 as number 11, Damian Jaramillo, the center fielder, will step up to the plate for the Bobcats.
That's just old school fastball.
Man.
Reached back and just let her go and threw it right by Colbert. Jaramillo now, Damon, as Steven mentioned, he struck out his first at bat in the 3rd inning. Still with the runner over at first, Bloomfield has. That's a swing and a foul ball by Damian Jaramillo. So the count goes to 0-1 with 1 out and 1 runner at first base. And gosh, I guess this airplane doesn't want to land.
It just wants to keep making noise up here. Here comes the pitch. Oh, outside.
Yep.
For ball 1.
You know, it always looks so pretty over here, doesn't it? Till you look at the screen and realize, wow, that wasn't even close.
That one's high for ball 2. So 2-1 the count now to Damian Jaramillo as he has Edsty over here on first base with 1 out. Man, this game is everything we expected it to be as the score remains 0-0. Bloomfield with that opportunity last inning just couldn't quite come up with it. That's going to be outside for ball 3. So 3-1 the count now as Anderson trying to find the zone. He's going to have to come up with a good pitch here.
Well, he's only given up 2 hits, has Anderson in this game. Utilized his defense a ton, so he's approaching this game properly, not just keeping the weight of this game on his shoulders to himself, and he comes up with a big pitch right there in the strike zone for strike 2, so it's full count. Again, you just can't talk enough about, Anderson and how he approaches each hitter on the mound at such a young age. He lost that hitter there as he will draw the walk, will Damian Jaramillo. So now you're going to see Edsty over at second base now, Jaramillo over at first, and now we're to the top side of the lineup. It's going to be Blake Spencer, and Spencer is 0 for 2 in this game as Coach Favorino for Aztec is going to call a timeout, go have a conversation with this with this pitcher. But Spencer hit right back to the pitcher in the 1st inning, struck out in the 3rd.
And, if there's anybody that's due for a hit, it's Spencer. So Anderson is going to have to dial it in, and he's going to have to hit his spots big time right now because this is a point in the game. Here we are in the top of the 5th inning where you have really got to dig in, you got to gut it out, and you've got to make sure you stay disciplined and do the things you need to do, because if you get tired or you get, I don't want to say lazy's not the right word, but you're just getting tired and you lose mental focus and things can cost you. So right here, that's probably a good timeout by Coach Favorino. Just have a little discussion with his team, with Anderson, and say, okay guys, we gotta play some defense here, because the same goes for everybody else in the infield. I mean, you've got to force out at every bag. I mean, well, I shouldn't say that, not at home, but you've got to force out at first, second, and third. So just get the job done.
Yeah, it's a big moment for Anderson right here. Is back against the wall with 2 runners on base, 1 out. But he can help himself out by finding a way to get Spencer out here. There's a big shot out to right field. That's going to go foul. No way it stays fair. That wind's blowing straight out to right field, so it had no chance in sticking around. But goodness, is it me or did that wind pick up
it just
even more?
I don't know if we can hear it in our headsets. I don't know if you guys can hear it in the mics, but it has definitely gotten a little more windy. Spencer in the box. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Comes the pitch. That one's going to be high for ball 1. So now 1-1 count to Blake Spencer, who is 0 for 2 on the evening. Looking to see if he can come up with his first hit here. I mean, a base hit could possibly score that run from second. Here comes the pitch. That one's going to be high for ball 2. 2-1 the count now to Spencer.
Well, as we mentioned, I mean, Anderson only allowing 2 hits in this game, and he's got 5 strikeouts. Utilized his defense quite a bit. Has 2 runners on base here. Let's see if this young man can really come through and pull through on this spot. There's another fastball thrown in the right part of the strike zone that got Spencer taking a big swing, fouls it off. So now it's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. And gosh, you can almost hear a pin drop in the sense in this stadium right now, because everybody's sitting on their edge of their seat with their blankets on, half freezing to death, seeing what's going to happen. Big curveball, got him looking, struck him out.
That was dirty, as Corey just said in our headsets. You were right. Man, that thing, it came, I don't know what it was, but it came across the plate right when it needed to for that strike 3. Got Spencer looking, and that's going to bring up number 3, Gavin Peacock. And you're right, Albert. Like it's pretty quiet, but you just know this crowd's going to explode.
Way out of the zone for ball 1, 1-0 the count. And you know, Peacock, he is 0 for 2, as Steven mentioned. Reached base on an error in the first inning, grounded out to the second baseman in the third. But we've seen this young man come through time after time. Line drive hit, and that's going to load the bases up. But what do we say? This kid in Peacock is just hot right now for the Bobcats.
Well, and that was a good job by Jaden Brooks right there. Scooped the ball up and got it right to Kel Watson immediately. Edsity gets held up at third base, and no damage done yet. But now with the bases loaded, you have Manuel Chavarria. He's 0 for 2 on the evening. But like I said, it's you never know when these kids are going to come up with a hit. There's what, 2 outs? Are we at 2 outs? Yeah, 2 outs. And this is what I'm saying. This is when we always see the action happen. Caden Anderson needing to get out of a jam here.
Big spot again for these 2 players facing each other. There's a fastball down low for ball 1.
I think Wilmer felt like that was a strike.
And any catchers out there know exactly what the heck I'm talking about. Chavarria. Steven, what did I tell you? My good old buddy H.J. Wright tells you who's the best hitter on the team,
right,
or should be?
Catcher.
The catcher. And took a big hack right there, fouled it off straight behind home plate, out of the field of play. So 1-1 the count on Manuel Chavarria with a big-time spot. 2 outs, bases are loaded. And it's a 1-1 count. Here comes a pitch. Down low, check swing, and call a strike. And Chavarria did not agree with that call. Actually, even having a conversation with the umpire.
I don't know if he disagreed or if he was trying to find out what the call was. I'm not quite sure. He kind of smiled, almost like he didn't know what the heck was going on. But sometimes it's hard to hear those umpires, especially with that wind blowing into your helmet like that.
Big pitch by Anderson.
Ooh, even Chavarria was like, oh, I hope that doesn't get called a strike.
Well, you've seen the catcher for Aztec.
Yeah.
He just lifted his head back like, man, that was there again. But hey, I mean, we're only speculating, so
yes.
Nobody get upset out there. It's just, you know, we're way up here, they're way down there. We're just kind of coloring the picture for you. There's a beautiful pitch. Oh, and he did not call a strike.
Oh, goodness.
Uh-oh, we got a timeout. Here comes Colter Favorino. He wants to have a conversation with the home plate umpire. And, yeah, he's going to eject him probably. We'll see what happens. But, I mean, I don't – anyhow.
Yeah. So, well, I don't know if we can – I don't know. We probably didn't have the center field camera on that one. But, man, from here it looked good. Trying to see if I can see it on the.
We were getting a little quiet, folks,
Yeah,
because I don't think we had the outfield camera on it.
No.
Oh, we did. Here it comes. Let's see. We're going to be able to tell ourselves, at least ourselves, from here. Here comes a pitch. Man, That was right on the edge of the plate. No doubt about that. But hey, let's call the ball, so here we go.
Good job, production crew over there. Had it on. I got it zoomed in here. I want to see it again. Oh, man, it did look like it hit that outside corner of the plate. Unfortunately, that did not get called a strike, but now you're – I hate to say this, but these umpires are human. I mean, you better have the perfect pitch right now. This is what all I can say. It's going to have to be right in the zone.
If you're a Tiger fan, you hate the call, and if you're Bloomfield, you love it. That's just how it goes.
Man, and this
I'll tell you, it did catch the strike zone, no doubt about it on the replay we just seen. But, hey, I mean, umpires aren't going to be perfect, and that's why we play the game. There's a swing and a miss. He's got to just touch home plate, and he does.
Wow.
So all of that for nothing.
Yeah. Woo. That was craziness. So strike 3 for out number 3. So no runs on no hits. 3 runners left on base and one Aztec error. Holy cow. Does Aztec get out of a huge jam right there as it was bases loaded? Coach Favorino gets tossed from the game. That was just the 4th inning was pretty crazy.
It sure was.
I mean, Aztec had a runner on third, looked like they might get a run. Bloomfield has bases loaded, looked like they might get a run, and both teams come up empty-handed as we are heading into the bottom of the 5th. Sorry, that I should have said that was the bottom of the 4th and the top of the 5th. Both those halves of the innings were kind of crazy right there. But we are heading into the bottom of the 5th inning, and it will be 8-9-1 coming up for the Tigers. That's Gonzalez, Wilkins, and Brooks. And, man, both these teams coming close, but the defenses are bend but not break right now, aren't they?
Man, I mean, they're just giving these fans a show. And everybody just waiting for something wild to happen.
Looks like they're sending Wilmer into the bullpen.
Oh, they've got to. I would love to see how many pitches Anderson's at. I mean, he's got to be close to maybe 70, 75, 80. Maybe somebody out there who's watching Game Changer or whatnot might be able to send us the text message on what the pitch count is for Anderson and Chavarria while you're at it. If anybody out there is listening in and is checking that stuff out. So here we go. It's set to go now. And Coach TJ Valdez says, where's the challenge flag?
Where's that red flag?
They don't have that in baseball? I love it.
Hey, they could have sprinted up here and watched it on replay, right?
Yeah.
That's
funny.
The cool thing is I'm recording this game, and it records every camera angle, so I get to go back and look at the footage and see things even more clear. So hopefully I can put together a little highlight reel maybe. That one's in there for strike 1. And that, man, I'll tell you what, this inning got the fans going because we were starting to get a little spicy out here, isn't it?
Oh, well, it was too quiet. Let's just be honest. For an Aztec Bloomfield game, it was just too quiet. And now Gonzalez steps into the plate. It's only his second at bat of this game.
It's crazy to say that.
Yeah, almost every hitter for Bloomfield's had 3 at bats already. That is up high for ball 2. So Gonzalez, who struck out his first at bat in the 3rd inning, has a 2-1 count with no outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And it's just been a battle back and forth. That pitch was up high. You could tell Gonzalez was not happy with that call at all.
It looked pretty good on the camera. But
yeah, I was going to say, it looked right there. Kind of shook his head. But, that's the moment of this game right now is you're going to get a lot of emotion out of these players as that pitch was down low and in the dirt for ball 3. Full count against Gonzalez. Sometimes these players feed off of what's going on in the crowd. There's a pitch swung on high, fly ball, should be F4. Right underneath it is Valencia, and he hauled it in. AJ.
And that was not I wouldn't say that's his fault. The wind is doing crazy things with that ball.
I agree.
AJ makes a great play on it. It almost looked like he dropped it from our angle, didn't it? I thought it fell out of his glove, but good job by Valencia as he comes up with the F4 out number 1, and that'll bring up number 8, Caleb Wilkins. 505-701-2222. Send us a text. Let us know who you're cheering for, where you're cheering from, or even leave a comment on YouTube. I still got that up on the live chat. So there's a hit out into left field, and is it? Yeah, he got a play on it. That's going to be F7 for out number 2. And what I was gonna say before the hit right there is that Albert and I will be at the Knot Hole game this Friday. I'm excited because we don't have to set anything up. Panther Vision is going to be doing all the production. Albert and I just have to go broadcast.
We don't even have to bring a backpack if we don't want to bring one.
We just got to bring our headsets and plug in. It's going to be so nice. But we have that, and then hopefully we'll be doing some softball games here in Aztec next after that.
Oh, we will be. That's for sure. I thought he was going to call a strike there. Called that a ball. He's quite deceiving, this umpire. I keep thinking he's going to call a strike or something, and the way he motions. There's a fastball way down low. Jaden Brooks takes a big swing. Brooks 1 for 2 on the day for the Tigers. He's got one of the only 2 hits that Aztec has. And let's see if he can get something going. We sound like a broken record saying that for both sides. Ground ball to second. Took a bad hop.
It did. And that was just unfortunate for Valencia.
He was right there in the right position. Unfortunately, it's going to be called an error.
Yep.
But, it really wasn't his fault. That was just a absolutely terrible hop off the dirt.
Well, and I mean, that was the only play he could make on that. That thing was to his left, and he was just trying to get to it as quickly as possible. And like Albert said, it just took a crazy hop at the last second. But nonetheless, that will get Jaden Brooks on base. So we have a runner on first, 2 outs. Now we have Cale Watson coming up to the plate, and I believe he does have a hit. Yeah, he's 1 for 2 on the evening. He's low for ball 1. And what I was going to say is softball, Aztec softball sitting in 4 right now, and if that remains, that is the case, there'll be 4 teams coming here to play, or 3 other teams coming here to play, and it'll be 3 games. That's going to be fouled off down the third baseline. It's a new format, I guess, for softball from what we're understanding.
Is.
But yes, there will be. I can't tell you the rankings, but it would be like 4. Like Aztec would play 13 because they're in 4, and then there'd be 2 other teams that would probably be like 5 and 12 or something. I'm not exactly sure, but they would play these 2 games, and then the winner of those 2 games would play the next game. It's almost like a pre-playoff type situation, or regionals. Is that what you call it?
It's like the super regionals.
Super regionals. There you go.
Yeah, you just get these teams in, and they battle it out and see who moves on. The old format doesn't work anymore. There's a high rocket of a fly ball. Should be F6 for out 3. It is. And yet again, Trey Woods is able to find himself a way to get out of these innings and does not allow Aztec to get anywhere near a runner across home plate. And that'll end the inning off the F6 fly ball.
Yep, no runs on no hits, 1 runner left on base and 1 Bloomfield error. So that's going to do it for the 5th inning, where the score remains 0-0. We are heading into the top of the 6th inning, and I would say it's crazy to say that the score is still 0-0, but it's really not that crazy, Albert, as both these teams came out to play this evening. And, man, we are seeing a great baseball game between 2 rival teams, and that's what's been fun for me, is I got to put together the little video clips. If you haven't seen them, you can go on Instagram or Facebook, but it was for rivalry week, and it was fun putting together some clips for both these teams, and hopefully I'll be putting together some more from this game, because, man, this has been a great game, and I know we don't have any runs up on the board, but there's been a lot of great plays so far.
Well, it looks like Aztec's going to bring in a new pitcher for the Aztec Tigers, and it's going to be who was catching, number 4, Dalton Wilmer, coming to the mound. And we know this young man can absolutely light it up on the pitching mound for the Aztec Tigers.
So who's at catcher now?
I don't know. I don't think that's going to be Sagata. I mean, it could be Sagata. Didn't they say number
out of the game, or is he on the field somewhere? It looks like who's at third base? Is that who's number 8? Is that who's at third base?
Number 11 is Brody Sagata
Okay.
now in at the plate.
Okay,
Catching.
So Caleb Wilkins. And we've got Caleb Hills. Trying to see, did Anderson come out of the game?
So let me give you the numbers for first base is 18. That looks the same.
Yeah, Douglas is still out in right field.
Number 12 is
Jade
second.
Brooks is still out in left field. So I
Watson's at
think
short.
Anderson just came out and Brody Sagata came in.
Well, he was being designated hitter for, so that's probably exactly what the case is. Yep, Anderson now the left fielder. Oh,
No, Corey Douglas is the right fielder.
no, you're right. So, yep, Anderson came out. And the only one that was switched out was the catcher in Brody Sagata. So I guarantee you Sagata is not batting. They're DHing his spot.
So Sagata just comes in here then.
That's right.
So now Dalton Wilmer is now pitching. Okay, got it all straightened out. Trey Woods stepping in to the box for Bloomfield now. Wind has died down, so that center field camera's looking better.
Don't say that, Steven.
I know. I
Dang
bet.
it.
And Corey was listening, so now I'm in trouble. That one's in there for strike one. Nice pitch.
And tell me that didn't have a little something extra behind it.
Yeah.
That was a fast ball for sure. Woods 1 for 2 in this game.
Well, what I like about Wilmer being out on the mound is he's not just coming into the game. He's been in the game. The nerves aren't there. You know, he's warm. He's been moving. He's been throwing back to the pitcher ooh, is that a windshield? Ooh, barely missed.
I mean, barely missed the front side of the windshield. I mean, why would you park over there? It's just crazy.
Because it's a
to
great
me.
view, Albert. That's why.
It is absolutely a great
Man,
view, but
you can see
but
the
you
baseball
can
come right to your face.
You can sit over there. That's right. You can see the baseball come and crush your window for another $2,000. Yeah. Well, that off-speed pitch did not miss by much, and it's a 2-2 count now to Woods as Wilmer comes with the windup, ground ball to third, and it was missed.
I think was coming in hot over there.
It sure
at third
was.
Base.
He absolutely raked that. It's going to be an error on the third baseman. But Woods, again, getting something going for his team. And now they'll look. Oh, no, I thought they were going to bring in number 4. But Woods actually looked at him and shook his head and said, nope,
I want to stay out here this time.
And you can see Coach Valencia over here saying, hey, wait a minute. You're supposed to get the runner in. And Woods told him, no, go. See, Coach Valencia's trying to figure out what's happening over here, and they're saying, no, he wants to run, so they're going to keep him in. And now that's going to bring up the right fielder, number 6, Cable Caruth, who is 0 for 2 on the day, flew out to the center fielder in the second inning, struck out in the fourth. He steps up to the plate with no outs, and he's got his pitcher in Trey Woods standing over at first base. He hit a screamer to third. There's a fastball dropped. Woods does not hesitate, and he takes off to second, slides in easily on the pass ball by the catcher. Had it in his glove, and it just popped out again.
So is that two balls then? Or what are we at here?
Should be one ball. That was the first. Take a deep breath and relax up there, throw strikes. Because he's in a really bad spot here with Woods over at second base off that pass ball. I mean, a ground ball to the middle of the infield's probably pushing Woods over to third base. Deep fly ball to right field. He's tagging up and taking off to third. I mean, there's so many different things right now that Bloomfield could do in this moment, but it's a 2-2 count. And that runner in Woods, and notice how quiet it got in here again.
Yep.
It's completely silent in the stadium. Everybody waiting to see what's going to happen. And here we go. Wilmer comes set, takes a look at the runner in Woods at second. Here's a pitch, off speed in the dirt, and Woods takes off again to third.
Oh, goodness. That's a dangerous throw right there. Dangerous. Well, that's why now you know why Woods wanted to stay in there to run. He is determined to get home as there is no outs, and it is, I think it's 3-2 now, right?
It is, and he's talking to Coach Valencia saying, why would you take me out of the game?
Why would you do that,
Come on, Coach. Well, here we go. This is a big moment right here for Wilmer. High leg kick, fastball crushed out into center field. Right there to haul it in, but let's see if number 1, and that'll bring up the designated hitter and number 5, Troy Jaramillo, who is 1 for 1, a base hit on the game, drew a walk as well, and now he's got Woods over at third base. Deep fly ball will score him, and he is absolutely taking a hack. He is not wasting any time for a 0-1 count. And I mean, he was right on top of that fastball.
Yeah, he was. So Trey Woods is on a mission to get across home plate. And he's pitched a great game, so why not him be the guy that comes across with a run? But Aztec determined. Look how close, how moved up they are in the infield. Oh, and that's going to do it. That's going to be the first run of the game as number 5, Troy Jaramillo comes up with the RBI single, and I have to give pretty much not the hit, but the credit to Trey Woods as he was 100% determined to get across that plate with those stolen bases and moving around, and gets over there and comes up with the first run of the game and takes the lead 1-0 here in the top of the 6th, late in the game, and it is 1 out. Runner on first, Johnny Yates, now at the plate for the Bobcats. Ooh, man.
Doesn't get any easier for Wilmer facing Johnny Yates at the plate. Again, make a simple mistake over the heart of the plate, and this kid will make you pay, no doubt. High fastball in there for strike 1. Johnny Yates won't argue the call, so it felt like it was right there with 1 out. And Jaramillo standing over at first base, but Wilmer, just a good soft move over to first, keep him close.
Well, he's getting a pretty good lead.
He does have a good lead over there.
I can see why Wilmer keeps bringing him back. Ooh, that was a good-looking off-speed pitch there by Wilmer. That's going to make the count 0-2. 1 out, runner on first. We are in the top of the 6th inning where Bloomfield just took the lead on a great hit by Troy Jaramillo as Trey Woods came across the plate for the first run of the game. Johnny Yates now at the plate for the Bobcats, looking to see if he can't continue this rally for the Bobcats.
Gosh, I don't know why haven't been watching the TV this whole time already. And that's a straight stolen base by Jaramillo. Was not wasting any time. The high leg kick by Wilmer allowed him to take off.
I don't know why you haven't been watching it either.
I know.
It's a great view.
But my old eyes can't see the small TV. I gotta look at the 32 over here.
Am I gonna have to bring the big one with me?
You got the 32 over here,
man. That's the 24 or 25. I've got the 32 at
I was giving you credit, and now you just shrunk size your own self here, pal.
I know, I did.
1 ball, 2 strike count, a big moment.
Oh. Is that strike 3? Oh. Where am I at? Yates struck out. Okay, that's strike 1.
And that's Mikael Colbert.
I saw the stolen base. I didn't realize he had struck out. There's a swing and a miss for strike 2 to Mikael Colbert.
Well, you'll see Brody Sagata run out to his pitcher because they must have got crossed up, or I bet you actually what it is Troy Jaramillo can see the call that the catcher's giving him, so he's got to run out there and kind of switch up and tell him which pitch is what when he gives it to him. So here we go. 2 strikes, fastball. And tell me he wasn't pumped up on that pitch, Steven. Goodness. Sagata barely got his glove that far outside to haul that in.
Well, he missed his spot because Sagata kind of was more inside, and he had to go out and get that. Gets him swinging. Was that?
I got 2 strikes.
I thought that
he
was
needs
strike.
to tag him. Well,
was it fouled? It might have been fouled off because it looked like the umpire went like this. Doesn't that mean foul?
it does.
So
I
I thought
didn't
that was
see
strike
anything
three.
with
Yeah,
that,
I thought he just swung and missed, but
our mouths, our faces are so cold. Our
know.
lips are trying to move here. Got him.
got him. Yep.
So struck him out. That'll end the inning, but not after. The Bloomfield Bobcats get a one-run lead after Trey Woods comes up with a rocket of a hit down third base. Third baseman missed it. He steals 2 straight bases, gets on over to third, and Steven takes it from there.
Yeah, 1 run on 1 hit, 1 runner left on base, and 1 Aztec error. And just to make note, and I'm not trying to pick on the third baseman, but that 1 error is the run that came across home plate. If he scoops that up and gets it over to first base, Corey's over here shaking his head with me, but yeah, it just that's the game of baseball. That's the chess part of baseball. I mean, it's that 1 error that costs you that run, and now in the bottom of the 6th, you're down 1-0. You have 6 outs, right? Is that how we say that? 6 outs to get a run. So Aztec needs to try to make that happen as quickly as possible. I shouldn't say they need to make it as quickly as possible. They just need to make it happen, right?
Well, and this is the best that we've seen Trey Woods throw. This early in the season, you don't want to be playing your best baseball early in the season.
Yes.
And it goes the same for hitters or pitchers, not really necessarily hitters, but pitchers. Because here at the tail end through district and going into state is when it's really important. Really deep into the playoffs. I said it before, you and I said this in the PV and the Farmington Scorpion invites. Bloomfield, by all accounts, should be in the semifinal this year.
Well, and I think that people count this district out. We saw these teams play at the Scorpion invite. We saw Kirtland play. They're a good team. Aztec obviously is a good team, when they put it together and come out and play. But any team, any night can win in this district. This is a tough district. These guys are going to come into state prepared.
We got one of our there's a shot out into right field. Should be a base hit for the Tigers. And so Wilmer, who was catching for a moment, now pitching, helped with a runner on base and a single. Now we're going to see Corey Douglas come up to the plate for the Aztec Tigers, and he's 0 for 1 with the strikeout, but he got hit by a pitch as well in the 4th inning. And so here we are. Now we're going to see, is this a new hitter? No, it's Corey
Douglas. But we brought in number 15 as a courtesy runner for Wilmer.
And that's Ethan Hengst.
Okay.
So there we go.
Is that Silas's little brother? I'm taking it.
Well, maybe somebody out there will text us.
It is. Corey said it is.
No, I was waiting for somebody to answer on the text, Steven. Come on. Oh, picked him off.
Oh.
Stay put at second, but
don't press your luck there, as he got fortunate that I think it looked like Blake Spencer was looking at the runner instead of the ball and didn't quite get his glove all the way out, and it went off the end of his glove, and so that will send Hengst over to second base now. So now the game tying run with no outs here in the can come up with a hit here. He might drive in the game-tying run. He's 0 for 2, and it's like I said, these kids, they're due for a hit. Just continues to throw a great game. I mean, he still looks good out there on the mound.
Well, I have a 1-1 count, so I must have missed something here. 1-0 count. Is that what you have?
I have 1-1 now. I only because that. He went for that pickoff play.
That's right.
And
that's right. No pitch.
No pitch.
And I mean, for Woods, does his job, gets a pickoff move, which doesn't happen every day in baseball.
Yeah.
That's a very tough play to get. You pick him off. A decent throw, good throw from the first baseman down to short. And you're right, I think Spencer just took his eye off of it and caught that off the end of his glove, shot out into center field. And now
up right there.
well, if you're Douglas, now you dig in. You got a second opportunity, and here's a pitch. Got him looking and struck him out.
On that outside corner. Trey Woods, man, does that kid look sharp.
That was a big pitch by Woods to get Douglas out. That'll bring up Hunter Clark, the second baseman, who is 1 for 2 on the day. Got a base hit in the second inning,
He had a
grounded
big double.
out. Yeah, oh, that's right, double. I
He
said
needs to
base
come up
hit.
with another one of those, doesn't he?
Right. And then he grounded out to the second baseman in the fourth.
Ooh, that one was high for ball 1.
Well, you're being generous to our good buddy, old Woods. That was way up in the zone.
Yeah. I was saying that because I thought I was going to out of his hand wrong or something. But it's like Corey said, that cold weather can change the way that ball comes out of your hand and how well you're able to hold on to it.
No doubt. Here's the pitch to the plate, up high again. So 3 balls in a row and all 3 pitches up high.
Same spot.
Let's see if that frustrated Woods, if he can dial it back in. Although, again, a walk here won't hurt too much if you've been throwing the way that you've been throwing like Woods. A ground ball gets you a double play, or you at least got the force out. He comes back, peppers a fastball right down the heart of the plate. But, you know, if he walks him, obviously you put on an additional run on the bags, but now you have some options with force outs. Woods doesn't want to hear any of that mess of the story that I'm talking about. He says, I'm going right at him.
Yeah, that was a good swing by Hunter there. He fouls it off, but you might not see another great pitch like that. And
no.
I bet he wishes he had that one back. So here comes the full count pitch from Woods. And that's going to get hit. That's going to score a run. Well, I don't know. Is he going to? No, he's not going to send him, I don't think. That's a good base hit there by Hunter Clark. So, man, Hunter having a good night, 2 for 3. Comes up with a hit when he needs to. Hank's now over on third base. Runners on first and third with only 1 out. And the Tigers looking to see if they can't tie things up here, if Christian Holmes can come up with a base hit or even a sac fly. Would get a run across the plate if he can hit it deep out into the outfield, right?
Well, his job right now is to either, obviously, the obvious is to get a base hit, right? But his job now is if he can't get that base hit, he needs to hit it as deep into the outfield as he possibly can. You don't want to hit it to the middle infield because they're set up for a double play. So you want to hit something in between the shortstop and the third base in that 5.5 spot. Same over on second. You want to hit it in between the third baseman the first baseman and the second baseman.
We have
and you're in business.
Jace Archuleta came in as a courtesy runner for Clark. That one's in there for strike 1.
And we know how fast Archuleta is.
Yep.
So he can churn and burn on the bases himself. Needs to be careful not to get picked off. There's a shot out in the gap. That's trouble.
He was halfway to home.
That was a huge
That was a base
mistake.
running error right there. He should have been standing on third. Goodness, that could have tied up the game. That's exactly what Christian Holmes needed to do. And, man, Hengst, he was standing in between home and third waiting to see what happened instead of standing on third ready to run. He could have absolutely made it home. So now it's going to be up to Caleb Hills to try to get a base hit here to drive this run in. So that's going to be F9, sorry. F9 for out number 2. Yeah, you can't hear Corey. We said Coach Parks came out right there, and you were absolutely correct.
That's just unfortunate.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just about the biggest base running error and a really bad moment for the Aztec Tigers, because you know already automatically you're standing on third. You're saying line drive, I'm freezing. High pop fly, I'm tagging up. You have to know that. You just have to know that. And he didn't, unfortunately. There's a shot out in the right field. Brought in, and that will end the threat for the Aztec Tigers, Steven. They had it in front of them.
Man.
And a base running error gets them out of the inning on the F9 out into right field. And so the Tigers, they got to get 3 outs here by the Bobcats, and then they've got to come in and they get 3 outs themselves.
Yep, so there was no runs on 2 hits, 2 runners left on base, and no Bloomfield errors. And I feel the frustration, the sickness in my stomach because I watched it out there to see if he was going to make the catch. When I saw him make the catch, I turned to look and fully expected to see Hank standing on third, taking off to home. Instead, I saw him standing in between home and third and having to run back to third base. And I was in shock, honestly.
I think
I don't know why the third base coach wasn't telling him to get back to third.
Screaming to the top of his lungs, tag up. You know, that's probably stuff that you have a conversation with your player over there when you're in that moment. I don't know if the coach did or not. I'd like to think that he did, but we also have to remember these are young kids.
Well, listen
out
to
here,
me acting like I'm a baseball coach or something.
But, you know, we forget these kids are 15,
they
16,
are.
17, 18-year-olds, man. I mean, they're going to make mistakes, and unfortunately for the Tigers, that was in a really important moment. But, hey, you know, it's going to happen, and you're going to learn from it. So here we go, Wilmer on the mound, and he's going to face a tough part of this lineup for the Bobcats. It's going to be 9, 1, and 2. Adamio, Spencer, and Peacock all coming up to bat for the Bloomfield Bobcats. And actually, we're going to have a new hitter. That is number 12 for Bloomfield. So give me just a moment. Steven will take it away, and I'll get you a name here.
Yeah, so now Aztec in a position, you know, we talk about the base running error, but, you know, Aztec still has to get these 3 outs to get to their next at bat. So for the Bobcats, and he will see ball 1. Here comes. So 1-1 the count to Ryan Page, his first at bat here in this game in the top of the 7th. This will be low for ball 2.
Well, it's a 1-run lead for the Bobcats, and I think if you told everybody in the district this game would be 1-0 going into the top of the 7th, everybody would say, yep, that makes sense. And you can see Wilmer getting quite frustrated with the strike zone.
Well, it just shows you the difference between the top team in the district and the rest of the district. There's not much difference. I mean, here we are battling it out. There's a swing, a big swing and a miss for strike 2. So now full count to Ryan Page. Wilmer looking for that out pitch. Let's see what he comes up with. He throws it right down the middle, and that will be fouled off to keep the count.
The old first baseman. Come on, Blue, get out of the way. He hesitated for a second because the umpire was standing right there.
So Ryan Page stays alive as he fouls that one off. Man, and we are coming down to the wire in this game. Here comes the pitch from Wilmer. Oh, that's going to be high for ball 4, so that'll send Page. Does his job, gets on base. Did he ground out to the pitcher? Is that what he did at first?
Wants to have a conversation with Spencer, get him relaxed. Just, you know, hey, man, we need you in a big spot here. You've done it for us all season long. We need you to do it again. And Spencer's that kind of player you could put that kind of pressure on, you know?
Yeah, we've gotten to talk to Spencer quite a bit, and he's just that kind of guy. He's just calm and collected. I mean, that one's in there for strike 1, but when you're the quarterback of the state championship football team, you have to have nerves of steel. He's just an outstanding athlete.
You know, I want to get my props here, and I'm going to give my own self some props. I said this kid was going to be a stud his freshman year when we seen him come in against Valencia.
Yeah, football, yep. We'll
And
never forget that moment.
Man, I remember when we both seen him play, and we were like, this kid is going to be a star for Bloomfield. Struck him out there. Big pitch by Wilmer to get a big out, and Spencer will head down to the two-spot hitter, and it's not an easy one. Gavin Peacock is coming up to the plate. He is 1 for 3 in this game, and he always seems to find a way. This guy, he's just a ball player. He's a grinder is what I like to call Peacock because he always finds a way.
Yeah, he's just another outstanding athlete from this Bloomfield group that we've been watching. And that one is fouled back into the fence. Shakes our camera a little bit, but no harm done, and that's going to be strike 1 to Peacock. So 0-1 the count now with a runner on first, no outs. Page standing down here on first base. Wilmer with the pitch. Oh, that was a crazy off-speed. I don't know what that was.
Well, and you could tell Peacock lost his footing in the box, and he was already swinging. His front foot slipped out from underneath him, and he did the best he could to take a swing. It's 0-2 here, and this could be a big out for Wilmer if he can find a way, and he does. Swing and a miss, and Brody does a smart thing by popping up out of his stance. You know, that is a live ball for the runner at first, and a lot of times those runners don't realize what the situation is. They'll take off and get themselves thrown in a rundown, but smart play by Ryan Page over at first base to stay put, and that's a strikeout for Peacock.
Well, what happened there was the base was occupied, correct? First base was occupied. Yep. He started to run.
You imagine Aztec with the 1-2 punch and Wilmer and Anderson, if they could have found a way to get themselves into the playoffs. I think Aztec, Anderson, Wilmer on the mound, if you had to win a game or two, I mean, I just really believe Aztec could make some noise. Fell short against Kirtland, but, man, we've seen Wilmer throw big game after big game this season.
Yeah, he's a great athlete. Wilmer is. He's trying to close this one out for his team and then get to that last at bat. And that one's going to be low for ball 1.
That was
ball 2.
Nasty curveball too.
Yeah.
Holy moly. I don't know how Chavarria laid off of that pitch. It was pretty. And then there's a fastball way up high for ball 3. So 3-1 the count against Chavarria here in the top of the 7th inning. And I don't think there's a person in this stadium that thought this game wouldn't go to 7 innings.
Oh, yeah.
There's a foul ball. Does it get out? Oh, he had it.
And it's just barely out of his reach, but that's going to bring the count to full. As we have no outs and Ryan Page over here on first base. So Bloomfield here in the top of the 7th inning, leading 1-0. Swung on and missed.
Big pitch by Wilmer.
3.
He is pumped up right now, and hopefully they can use that energy inside the dugout because they're going to need it facing off against Trey Woods. And let's see if Woods comes back out on the mound.
So no runs on no hits. 1 runner left on base and no Aztec errors. Aztec has 3 outs to try to get a run on the board to keep this thing alive as they are down 1-0. But I don't think there is any surprise that this game is at
a 1-0 mark.
Yes.
Yeah, and going into the bottom of the 7th.
Folks, nice. Sorry, we paused there for a second. We're just looking at our numbers, man. Thank you so much for tuning into this game. We see there is a lot of people on YouTube. There's a lot of people on the website watching as well.
Hey, and if you're on YouTube,
Yes, subscribe.
Subscribe.
Please. We really need subscribers on our YouTube. We're trying to get our subscribers up because we're pushing all our content there, and it can help us to monetize if we can get to 1,000 subscribers. So please, please, please subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe. We'll take anybody if you just want to get on there and subscribe, and you can watch all the action on Desert Sports Live. Also, you can follow us on Facebook. I put out a couple videos. There's on yesterday and today for Aztec and Bloomfield, and we got a couple more coming out. As Thursday we'll have Farmington, a little highlight reel for Farmington, and one for PV on Friday. So please go and follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and subscribe on YouTube. It's at Desert Sports Live on YouTube. So please go do that for us. We appreciate you guys tuning in and texting in. We love hearing from the fans and talking to all of you guys. I mean, we know so many people here in Aztec and Bloomfield. It's crazy. We come to these games, and it's hard for us to not stop, or it's hard for us to stop talking to get on the air because we have so many friends around here. It's cool.
That is a fact.
So, folks, we are heading into the bottom of the 7th where Aztec has their last chance opportunity. They're down 1-0. We have number 35, Cyrus Gonzalez, number 8, Caleb Wilkins, and then back to the top of the lineup with 24, Jaden Brooks. That's where we're at, as right now Gonzalez 0 for 2 on the night. And
well, he's a sneaky hitter, this
yes,
kid in
he
Gonzalez. He's a good hitter, and he's gonna step up to that plate. He's gonna give himself an opportunity along with his team. You're gonna see some big hacks here from Gonzalez, guaranteed. There it is. What I tell you, shot out into the gap. It's gonna roll to the fence. He's got to get to second.
Gonna have to unhook that trailer.
This is gonna be trouble. They're gonna get him thrown out at second.
No.
Should have held him up at first as quickly as Jaramillo got out there to throw that ball in, and the first base coach should have known to stop him right where he was at. I think everybody in the ballpark was saying hold him up at first.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. That was a base running error there, and I wouldn't blame that on Gonzalez. That the coach probably should have held him up at first. But that's going to be the 9-6 out number 1. He did get a base hit there.
He does.
But that's going to bring up number 8, Caleb Wilkins.
Oh, right there, Steven. You got it? No.
Cheese and
I thought you were watching.
Don't do that to me. I thought it was coming at me. I was busy trying to mark my book.
Oh, man. Steven gave us the old cheese and crackers, folks. There you go.
Cheese and crackers.
He just treated you to his potty mouth. That's big-time potty mouth by Steven when you're hearing cheese and crackers.
Oh, goodness.
Our dear Finn, Amy Kershaw laughing at Steven over here.
Well, I get laughed at a lot. I'm okay with it.
That was awesome, dude. And that was my fault. I should have done, but I thought you were watching, so my bad, because it was nowhere near us.
But I started ducking and covering my head.
0-2 the count on Jaden Brooks, and Caleb Wilkins. And then it'll be Jaden Brooks on deck, and it's the last 2 outs for the Aztec Tigers, and it's an 0-2 count. I think Wood's just going to stick with the fastball. Let's give him a heater.
We got a new hitter here.
Got him.
That was number 20.
Struck him out.
You're
right.
That wasn't Wilkins. Sorry. I apologize. That was number 20, and he strikes out, swing and a miss.
You almost got me on that one too, buddy. That is Uriah Gonzalez. That is Gonzalez's, that is his brother.
We got a new hitter here too.
And Cyrus. So Cyrus Gonzalez's brother was just hitting, and then number 5, we should have known his name. He came in on.
Is that Ashton?
That is Dorsett. Actually, we haven't said Maverick Dorsett now.
Okay.
The hitter. Let's see if we got some text coming in. We got our good buddy TJ. Put the rally caps on, Tigers. Let's go. I agree.
Yep.
Here's our good buddy David Reitmeyer. Heck yeah, let's go Bobcats. Let's go big boy Johnny. So our good buddy David Reitmeyer and Kelsey Reitmeyer tuning in. She is saying 0-0 is a breath holder. No doubt about that. And here's a big-time matchup for both of these players. Oh,
Oh,
and
man.
they're going to probably need to give that umpire a minute because that hit him square in the face mask.
Yeah, it
and,
did.
you know, really, a lot of those times you're going to bring the trainer out and make sure he doesn't have a concussion.
Yeah,
They truly need to look at him.
Yeah, he's asking him, are you good? And he said, yeah. He definitely took a shot, though, right to the face. I mean, that thing glanced off the bat and went straight back.
So we have Brody Sagata's grandparents checking in.
right.
They're like, well, what do you mean not Brody Sagata? And the reason we're saying that is Brody caught during the JV game prior,
Yes.
and so we weren't sure if he was eligible to play in this game. He was. He didn't catch the entire game, so he's good to go there.
Yeah, they only get so many innings.
That's right. So, and that's it. That's all. Oh, no, we got one more. Let's go Bobcats from Eva and Ellie. So tuning in is Eva and Ellie. Let's go Bobcats. And so we got a 0-1 count here.
Trey
for the
Woods
Aztec Tigers.
still on the mound. He has thrown a great game for the Bobcats this evening. And that one is going to be low for ball one. So 1-1 the count now to Maverick Dorsett, number 5. He just entered the game to hit. Here comes the windup and the pitch from Woods. And that's swung on and missed for strike 2. So
big hack.
Trey Woods, 1 strike away from getting the win for his Bobcats. Dorsett ready to go. Comes the windup, pitch, and it is going to be hit down the first baseline. It'll go foul. So,
And it got quiet.
yes, it got quiet.
Everybody was waiting. What happened?
What's going to happen? Is this going to be it? 1-2 the count as Dorsett still alive here.
Well, either way you slice this, Steven, you have to be pretty happy and pretty proud of how Aztec's been playing in the second half of this district. They're really coming together as a team, and they're going to have a bright future if they keep on the way they are here. They're going to make some noise. They made some noise this year. They'll make a heck of a lot more next year. And they played in some tough tournaments. Both of these teams did in that PV and Farmington tournament. I think it really helped both of them out, as that is, you hear a Tiger.
Good, but full count. Here it comes.
Big pitch here.
Fouls that one off.
Big hack, too.
Yeah. Dorsett battling up there for his Aztec Tigers as he just came into the game.
Man, doesn't he have a great name? Maverick Dorsett.
I know.
That's it. He's a tough kid, man. He's taking some hacks. He's not getting cheated here. Look at that. I mean, just staying alive, and that's what we're talking about. Corey, you know that. We always used to talk about he ain't getting cheated. He's getting his hacks in. He's fighting and bearing down for his team. I mean, hey, ironically enough, if a pitch is left over the middle of the plate, it's a 1-0 lead right now.
Yeah, I know.
You never know if this young man's got that kind of power to park it over right field fence with the wind blowing out in that direction. But, to this point, Trey Woods has not allowed anything like that. And let's see if he can end the side here and give his team a 1-0 win.
Fastball.
Big pitch. Long has the center fielder and Damian Jaramillo, and the Bobcats will get the 1-0 win.
Wow.
And we'll give you our Desert Sports Live Player of the Game. And that's right.
It's not going to be a hard one, I don't think.
Yeah, no.
In my mind, it's not a hard one.
And that's about as simple as number 20, Trey Woods, our Desert Sports Live co-player of the game, because you cannot have a Troy Jaramillo, the designated hitter, also being the co-player of the game, because he got the base hit that drove in the run. So there you go. Our Desert Sports Live co-player of the game, the designated hitter, and Troy Jaramillo, and the winning pitcher, number 20, Trey Woods.
All right, folks, that's going to do it as we saw a fantastic game. man, it was a great crowd. It was a great night. It's getting a little chilly. We're ready to pack it up and go home. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you so much. And like I said, we'll be out at the Knothole game this coming Friday, so tune in.
6
to that
o'clock.
one. Yep.
Yep.
6
So,
o'clock, I
hey,
believe.
thanks for rocking out with Desert Sports Live. We want to wish all the families, the players for Aztec and Bloomfield a safe trip home. Get there safely. Thanks for rocking out with DSL. God bless, and we're out.